we're on.
Hey, yeah, he's hosting.
Yeah, we'll say something.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to wait and see what I was kind of feeling it out, you know what I mean? Welcome back to the show. We are the Bonsai Movie Crew. I'm Joseph. I'm here with
Matt
and
Karen.
Hey.
We need to get one of those little sound machines.
Yeah, I thought about give it a little bump.
Like one little button with a yay.
Yeah. I thought about going in and editing after we record and stuff like, I'm going to add in some sound bites. You know how much time that would take? It'd just be easier to have a bump.
I don't know, and I also feel like that seems so lame.
I could see that. Like, it would just consume so much more editing time.
Yeah.
No, I
wouldn't be able to post it.
Let's just get a little
soundboard, yeah, where it's got the bumps in it.
Okay.
And then if people say, "Man, that's lame," you'd be like, "Cool."
Don't care. We think it's
enjoy
fun.
it.
You gotta have sound bumps that are funny and shit.
Well, okay, if they were funny, I'm just saying.
I listen to Straight Chillin' podcast, and one of them is like every time they'll call out a 69 and they use the sound bump from Bill and Ted. 69, dude.
I mean, yeah, that kind of stuff, I guess.
Yeah, I think we should get one for like the little intro.
Yeah.
It's the Bonsai Movie Crew. Yay.
That would be kind of funny.
Well, we got the kid that lives next door over here. He's got a band. He's got a death metal band. I thought about having him record some sound bumps for me. Have his band record some shit for me. Just like some short 1 or 2 second fucking bumps or whatever. Anyway,
we digress.
Anyway, so let's jump into some goddamn news. Oh. Lost my notes.
Did you guys hear Jay Leno got seriously injured?
Burned.
Burned.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, did his chin
burns?
finally get in the way?
Aw, come on, man.
Oh, it's a big chin.
That was actually that was a good one.
But still, I hope he ends up okay.
Yeah.
He's pretty good. I
all I heard was that he got seriously burned. I haven't heard anything beyond that. I've never
been
the prognosis is or anything like that.
Yeah, I just hear he got badly burned. That's all.
Well, if you like that news, you're gonna love this. There's a new trailer out for Magic Mike 3.
I've never seen any of the other ones.
That has nothing to do with Jay Leno.
I know, but I tried to watch one.
But if it did,
one time,
awesome.
I've seen the second one. I didn't watch the first one.
Was there continuity problems with that?
I didn't really care because I wasn't really trying to watch it. Crystal wanted to watch it, and it was at the house. So I just
imagine that's like watching.
She's like, I want to watch this movie, and I was doing something. Anyway, I was like, fine, put it on. I'm catching bits of it as I'm doing whatever it was. I was doing some craft stuff, and I'm watching. I'm what the fuck is going on? I know one of the parts that I really, really remember is the part where Joe Manganiello walks into the gas station and starts dancing all over the gas station.
That seems like a really weird place to start dancing.
Well, I thought it was they were telling him he needed to work on his thing or something, or his routine, and he goes in and he starts dancing for the fucking gas station attendant, and I'm what is going on? I'm what is going
wildly
on?
Out of place.
Very. So, and I love Joe Manganiello, so
sure.
he caught my attention there. But other than that, this movie is fucking stupid.
I've never watched any of them, and I have no desire to watch.
I tried to watch the first one because I kept hearing from a lot of different people how funny it was. Right.
The second one was kind of funny.
So I was yeah, I'll give it a shot. And my meter is a half an hour, and if I'm a half an hour in and I'm still not interested, usually I just turn it off. I think I made it 40 minutes.
What kind of kills me about the trailer for Magic Mike 3 is so
I did see the thing called Magic Mike Final Dance or something.
That's what it is.
I've seen a picture for it.
And the movie has his love interest. Guess who his love interest is?
Oh wait, is that dude from This Is the End?
Are
they finally going to make it official? Remember, he was the Gimp. Channing Tatum was the Gimp.
You're talking about Danny McBride?
Yeah, please tell me it's Danny McBride.
No, that'd be fucking funny though.
That's what I'm saying.
No, it's Selma Hayek, who's old enough to be his mom.
That's what I was getting ready to say. I mean, not that she's not attractive, but
there's nothing wrong with being older.
Yeah,
she's a cougar for him.
They definitely embrace that too. But there's this whole dance number, and he's carrying her around with her crotch in his face and stuff. I'm what the fuck is this?
Yeah, no, dude, it's a movie about male strippers. It's
fucking weird.
No, what I'm saying is it's basically smut. It's smut, just like 50 Shades of Grey.
I love it because Crystal's I was like, why do you want to watch this? She goes, because that's funny. I'm no.
It's one of those movies about. It's one of those.
I don't feel like you're being all the way
You're not-
truthful.
I don't think you're being honest with me.
It's one of those. It's one of those movies about. It's one of those movies about women using their having sexuality and stuff, and it's like one of those movies where women are empowered. Who gives a crap? Stop pushing that crap in our face. Yeah, women are empowered. I know.
He seems so disgusted by it.
I was raised by all women. I know that women are empowerment, but I don't need to see it in every movie. Yeah, I like it when they put women as action heroes and stuff too, but I don't need to see frickin' them embracing strippers. Who gives a crap? Strippers.
Okay, yeah.
It's not good.
Well,
Smut. Like I
I
said,
guess
it's smut.
if you wanna
It's
get
smut,
technical,
Joseph.
he's not really a
It's
stripper.
smut.
He's an exotic dancer.
It's smut.
He doesn't get
It's
naked,
smut.
man.
It's smut.
No, Caligula's
It's
smut.
smut. I've never watched Caligula. It's
This
smut.
stuff is PG.
This is very PG. There's no nudity in these movies.
It doesn't matter. It's smut.
So.
It's about strippers. It's smut. And don't say, oh, exotic dancer. The same thing.
You must be a real joy at parties. I'm gonna take you
The
next time.
strippers are here. Oh God damn it! I'm getting out of here. I need my Bible.
I'm taking Ducky to my bachelorette party whenever I get married. Love you. Mean
Oh
it.
boy! All right, so there's also a trailer out for John Wick
Never
4.
enjoyed strippers.
John Wick Chapter 4.
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah.
seen the preview for that. Yeah.
I'm pretty happy. And guess who's in it?
I'm still marrying Bill Skarsgård. I'm
Bill
pretty sure.
Skarsgård.
Yeah, I seen that.
I love him.
I think he's the main antagonist for the movie.
Yeah,
too.
and did you hear him talk a little bit? Like I'm really
he had some kind of accent.
I was gonna say
yeah.
I'm really digging the accent. Like he's kind
Was
of
it
nailing it.
Russian,
Yeah,
or-
he's kind of nailing it because it's almost like he was born and raised in wherever, right? But like
he's Swedish.
Norwegian, isn't he?
no,
or
I'm
Swedish.
saying wherever he.
Pretty sure he's Swedish. Or wait,
I couldn't quite catch the accent, but what I'm saying is like the way that he was portraying the accent in the movie
Oh.
is like his character was born and raised wherever it was, but like he's been other places.
Right.
So it's not thick.
I gotta.
but
I
it's, you know
can't
what I mean?
remember. I know.
Yeah, I
He's
seen-
Norwegian.
Is
I
he
s-
Norwegian?
Yeah, they're
But
Norwegian.
you can tell with the last
Skarsgård.
name. But
With the app with the dot thing.
Yeah.
above.
You know,
yeah.
Skarsgård.
actually, you guys said once that he was in a lot. His family's in a lot of movies. You know, I looked up his family after
Yeah.
that, and his
Yeah.
movie-
They're very
his family's
star-studded.
all- yeah. But no, yeah,
Starting with Daddy.
I seen the preview for it, and I was like, oh well, I gotta show this to Karen
Yeah.
because I know that you like him.
I love him. And the
Yeah,
thing-
his brother
okay,
Gustav is from Vikings.
Yeah.
and I have to bring this up. We haven't talked about this yet, but since we watched Con Air, it reminded me. And since we're talking about Bill Skarsgård, I'm just going to go ahead and bring it up before I forget. So everybody is in love with Bill Skarsgård, like from the moment he was in Hemlock Grove. Everybody thought, oh my God, he's so hot, he's so cute, he's so beautiful, right? I never really, like in Hemlock Grove, I didn't think he was good looking.
I didn't.
And
either.
maybe it was because like I didn't like his character at first, but I
Yeah,
did
they're
think
Swedish.
Oh yeah. So anyway,
They're from Stockholm.
yeah. So maybe it was because I didn't like his character at first, but I did like his acting, and But anyways, as time has gone on, I've really started to really like him. So of course, then comes the oh yeah, he is attractive, right? But I also think that he looks like a young Steve Buscemi. Steve Buscemi looks like.
I don't know what.
It's Alec.
I don't know what.
Hi, Alec.
Hi, Alec. He sent me this message. It's a gif of in the prison whenever he says he's getting out.
Oh
He's going-
yeah.
It was like the most excited that I saw.
Well,
Like it was the most Nick
I
Cage
think
thing in the whole movie.
I was gonna write something down about that because it seems so out of place. Like
It
they're
was
talking about
very out
something
of place.
very
Like,
sad.
yeah, yeehaw! I'm
Yeah,
like,
they're talking about
whoa.
something so sad about this guy's never gonna get out of jail, and then he's like, "I'm going home." Like,
I
oh
was like,
Jesus.
Jesus, like that's the most excited you see him in the whole movie too.
But see, I find it weird because everybody thinks Bill Skarsgård's so attractive, and I always thought young Steve Buscemi was attractive. So it makes sense that I would think Bill Skarsgård's attractive because they look exactly the
Because
same.
they look weird.
They both look like he looks like the only difference between young Steve Buscemi and Bill Skarsgård is the mouth.
And the height.
Well, I'm not talking about height. I'm talking about their face, dude.
You know what's really funny is when I was watching Con Air and they brought Grace Garland. Was it? Is that who Steve
Garland,
Buscemi-
Garland Green.
Yeah,
Green.
Garland Green. It was funny. When the guy took off his mask, I kind of just looked at him and went,
How can
Steve
you?
Buscemi plays a great psycho.
Oh yeah, he does.
He does. I don't know how he does it, but
Still, he was still the best part of Reservoir Dogs.
he's
For sure.
He's just got
That's the
that.
best part of whatever he's in.
I think
Mr. Pink was the smartest one. He wasn't stupid.
I think it's just he has the look for a psychopath,
Mm-hmm.
and
Anyway,
Alright.
it just drives me nuts that double standard exists. Like, oh, Steve Buscemi's ugly as shit, but oh, Bill Skarsgård's gorgeous.
I've never seen young Steve Buscemi. So
You did in Con Air.
was he young
He
then?
was a little bit younger.
Youngish,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wasn't bad looking.
Here,
no.
I'll show you young.
For
You'll
a
agree with me.
psychopath, he's kind of hot.
Well, for a psycho, I mean, psychopaths are hot anyway. Come on.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, I mean, never mind. I'll
mean,
shut
look.
up.
Look at
No, I'm sorry, but
All right, tell
will-
me.
He's a
Does
handsome
that
guy.
not look like Bill
That is
Skarsgård?
true, yeah.
He's just got some big eyes.
So
That's-
tell me how that double standards exists. Like, how can you say
Do
Bill
you get on
Skarsgård
and just
is-
Google all
I'm
these
se-
fucking people? You're always showing us pictures like, tell me this.
No, I'm serious. Like, I can tell even as Steve Buscemi's older that he would have looked like
I don't
that.
think he looks bad. I don't think he's.
I like in Airheads, I thought he was good looking. You know, like I thought Steve Buscemi was a good looking guy. You know,
With that long, shaggy ass
I
hair.
love long hair on a guy. Shut up.
A lot of girls like long hair on guys. It's weird.
Yeah, well,
we're,
we don't
I'm just
fit that.
We're just out of luck.
Yeah, we're out of
Joseph.
luck, man.
You know,
Alright.
I broke the rules.
I see that. I saw you shaved.
I wasn't gonna point it out. I didn't want to make you feel bad.
No, it's okay. I couldn't get to it, dude. I couldn't deal with it, man. I got a hat, and it was starting to wear. I put the hat on, and the stuff. It was getting too long, and I was just like, nah, man. I got
I
it.
gotta get rid of it.
My mom even looked at me, and she's like, she goes, yeah, I'm not surprised. She goes, I'm actually surprised that you did it at all.
All right, so they're in talks of doing a new Alien movie. They already got a director on lock. Same guy that directed the Evil Dead remake.
How many Alien movies are there now? Like 30?
Fuck. See, there's 1, 2, and 3. Then there's Resurrection. Then they did Covenant. And then they did, if you want to consider the...
Do you count Prometheus as an alien
Prometheus?
movie?
I do. It's in the same universe.
Is it? Well, okay.
So, well, it's a prequel.
yeah, I know, but I
so
didn't know.
yeah, I guess
Well,
so.
I
There'd
didn't
be
know if-
6, and then if you want to count the Alien versus Predator movies,
Yeah, I don't count crossovers in either.
I wouldn't either.
so
So
I don't. I
It's
didn't.
not really
I
part of the
count-
continuity.
yeah, I count like crossovers as sort of just fun.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
like
For-
Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah,
all
Freddy
that,
vs. Jason is just fun for the fans. So is Alien vs. Predator is just fun for the fans. I don't count them in either.
Well,
you know.
yeah, with the Prometheus, I didn't know if it was like actually said, "Oh no, this is an alien."
It is. It's
prequel."
a prequel. Yeah.
I didn't know if they officially said it was.
Which honestly,
I don't know.
people knock hard on that and Covenant, and I didn't think either of the movies were bad.
I didn't think
People-
Prometheus was bad.
I don't think they're bad.
I don't think I
people
saw
just didn't.
Covenant.
They didn't like them because they weren't direct Alien movies. You know what I mean? So, but they were fucking Ridley Scott movies, man. What do you want?
I didn't care for Prometheus, and it didn't have anything to do with like the lore thing. I just didn't get into it.
I could see why people couldn't get
Sure,
into
yeah,
it.
I could see that. I don't know. I guess Alien's one of those things that you could go forever and ever and ever because it's fucking universal. I mean, and I mean that very literally in the universal sense.
Well, Ridley
but-
Scott's gonna have. He's still dealing with it too. This is. I mean, I don't know if I don't think he's not directing.
Sure.
But he will be producing. So, at least he
Yeah.
will be there for it.
Yeah, I don't know.
So.
I
And
guess
like-
as long as people are still interested, they're gonna keep doing it. So.
Yeah, and I'm down for it. I love the Alien movies. I don't think I dislike. And honestly, well, I would say 3 or not 3, but Resurrection was the worst one.
Which one's the one where she was like a robot or something?
That was where she was a clone.
yeah,
yeah, that was
yeah. I didn't like
Resurrection.
that one.
Do you
Yeah.
like the Alien franchise more or the Predator franchise more?
Oh,
I'd say Alien
I'm gonna
for
go
me.
with Alien. Probably.
I'd have to go with Predator.
Well, I don't like Predator more because Alien has more solid films. Like literally all their movies are good. Resurrection, even as bad as it still wasn't terrible.
Well,
Like it was still a good movie.
Like-
it just didn't like some of the CG was a little shoddy in it, and
Like-
they should have stuck with the practical
Well,
stuff.
I didn't like how the character development.
Yeah, I mean,
felt
it
like
was-
I felt like they took the characters in a direction that
I felt like they were trying to trying to recapture the magic of the second movie.
Yeah, I felt like they were. It was just like a cheap shot.
Yeah, it was a cheap action. It was a dumb action movie.
My,
it was more action than it was horror.
Yeah.
You know, my friend Milo, he loves Predator, and I think Predator's cool too.
Predator's
But I think-
awesome. I love the
Yeah,
Predator
I just think it's because he's the way he's built compared to the. But when I was a kid and the Alien movies started coming out, I actually had Alien toys.
So did I.
Oh yeah.
Like, I think
I
had
still have
Queen.
Alien toys.
Yeah, I had that
Yeah, I
one.
wish I would have kept them.
Yeah, the one where like you had pressed the back and the little mouth
Head.
came
Yeah,
out.
the mouth came out.
Mhm.
Oh, see, I had one that you push the head in, and then you hit a button on the back, and it kind of like it was funny because I had ones that I'd never seen in the movies, except for I
Isn't
had,
that funny how our toys like they came out with toys that you never saw like
What is this from?
Yeah.
But I do remember I did also have the because when I was a kid, I was scared of horror movies, so I never watched Aliens. But I still have, I have those. I think I have the Queen, but I'm not sure but I know for a fact I had the guy that came in the little suit that you put. And it was the
The
excavator.
mecha suit.
Yeah, the little.
That
mech
was,
suit.
but that was Sigourney Weaver. Yeah,
That
it was
was Ripley.
Ripley.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a guy.
I
It was
don't
Ripley.
yeah.
Well, I mean,
I.
it would most likely be Ripley in that suit.
Well,
Yeah.
like I said, I was young, so I don't remember who the toy was, but I do remember.
They have
having
a
the rest of
pop
it.
figure of that, and I keep seeing. I don't know where I keep seeing it. I think I keep seeing it at GameStop, and I keep wanting to buy it. I'm just like,
Oh,
I
do you
haven't
still go
yet.
to GameStop?
But it's like one of the oversized ones, not a little
Yeah.
one.
Well,
Like, I really want
because
that.
they have like the big pop
Yeah.
figures now.
All right, so anyway, that's that, and then I also I don't know if you guys keep up on any. I know you probably don't, Matt, but keep up on the superhero movies at all.
No.
But everybody knows that like the DCEU, which is DC Universe, has had a lot of problems with continuity issues and just trying to keep up with
Marvel.
the MCU.
Yeah.
Well, James Gunn, who directs the Guardians of the Galaxy movies from the MCU, and then also crossed over and did the Suicide Squad movie, the new one. So they pretty much put his ass in charge of the DCEU.
Yep.
Along with this Peter Safran guy or whatever.
Yeah.
So apparently they sat down and they're officially mapping out the next 8 to 10 years for the DCEU.
Yeah.
So they're actually coming up with a plan for for movies and this and that.
As one usually does, and I feel like they
you-
probably didn't do the first time
that's what
around.
they didn't do before,
Right.
which is what the MCU did.
Right.
That's why they're in phases.
Right.
They map out these phases. That's why
Right.
they're
I
coming
think
up
I've
on
even
the
heard the
phase
MCU
4 or 5 now.
I think
Right.
I've even heard the MCU people say we're in phase.
They do.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
say
Yeah.
phase 4, phase 5, whatever. And it's a whole. It'll be like 15 films they've got lined up for
Yep.
the next so many years or
Yep.
whatever.
And
That's
each
why they've been
phase
doing
that
so
we-
well for the past.
They know today what
almost
they're
20
doing
years.
in like the next 5 years.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
Which isn't a bad idea to have a plan made.
Oh,
out for
absolutely not. That's the point.
And they're pumping them out too.
that's
you know,
why they
they're
don't
pumping
have.
out,
That's
yeah.
why they don't have continuity.
Well,
errors.
Hollywood in general has kind of just came into. Like I don't watch any, but
Well,
Hollywood's
that's,
more
the
or less
sad
that's
part-
the
that's
difference
right
is
now.
that they're the only ones making money, and the
Yeah.
only reason that they're making money is because they're doing things like that.
Yeah, they're making it to where they're making their movies into a fucking massive series.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go through and you can watch each one of these movies in order that they came out, and you know the entire storyline. You know what I mean?
And I'm
Like,
gonna say this, like, you know, because I've been a comic book nerd my whole life. So, like, if you do it right, their nerds will show up, and they'll keep putting their money at it.
Yep.
So if
Yeah, they keep making.
they
Like
keep
I said,
making quality
I think I said
comic
this,
book movies,
I think I said this
they will
last
show
week
up.
or the week before. I said as long as they keep making Marvel movies, my stupid ass will keep watching them because that's the kind of I've seen every one of them up until now. Why would I stop watching them?
Right.
And there's been upwards of almost
As
30
long
films.
as they, you know, as long as they don't piss off that crowd,
Yeah.
they will show up, they will spend the money, and
Yeah.
they will continue to
And
make
hell,
money.
anymore they make it so easy because a month or two after it's released in theaters, they're putting it on Disney Plus.
Yep.
They made it even easier now.
Yep.
So
Oh, you remember we talked about Quiet Place, and we were talking about that guy or John Krasinski.
yeah,
He did hand it off. He's just a producer now.
he was actually going to do that for the second film.
Yeah.
He didn't want to direct the second film, but I guess something happened where he said, "All right, I'll direct it," because he wanted to step back.
I thought that you were saying the last time you didn't think he'd give it up or something. We were talking about it, but
I didn't think he would, but I actually recently
yeah,
read some
because
stuff
I
on
was
it.
gonna say, like, I was reading about it because they just cast the guy that's gonna be like the main character. I don't remember that John something.
Are they bringing Cillian Murphy back, or because he was in the second movie?
No. but because this is going to be like a prequel.
Oh, that's right. I did see that.
Yeah.
Okay, I did see that.
I didn't mean to steal your thunder, but I just
No,
remembered that.
they cast the guy who played Eddie from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I think
Shit.
it's A Quiet Place.
Yeah, that's right. So
It's like a prequel or something like that.
it's called Day One or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I still have to see the Quiet Place movies.
They're very
Hold on,
good.
let me find
I've
it.
been
They're
told they're really good. It's just that I've never got. I don't know where they are to watch.
I have them. I'll let you borrow them. Just
okay.
remind me next week.
Yeah, Stranger Things star Joseph Quinn joins A Quiet Place.
Which
Day
one was he? You said he played
Yeah.
Eddie.
He played Eddie, the badass,
okay.
the guy that played
Eddie.
Yeah.
No, it took me a minute to realize who Eddie was. No, I remember Eddie.
the star. Yeah, so
For shame.
I'm excited for that because I do like that dude, and
Yeah.
I hope Eddie didn't die in Stranger Things. Just saying.
They left it open to where he might not have.
They left it open where he could come back.
Of course he
some way,
didn't.
but he was a massive fan favorite.
Shut
but
up.
dude, they gotta kill off some fucking characters, man. They just got too many goddamn people in this show.
They do. They got a lot
Too
of
many
people.
fucking people now. Like it started out with like these 4 boys and then like these other 3 like high school kids.
But see,
And that was it. Now
season-
it's like fucking 15
But not
characters
Steve.
and huh?
Not
Steve was
though.
supposed to die in the first season.
Yeah, I wanted him to die in the first season, and then he came back in season 2, and it's like at all costs.
He's a
he
fan
must-
favorite now.
Well, at all costs, he must be saved.
Yeah, he's a fan favorite.
Who's Steve?
I honestly thought
Hair.
he was. Hair. The
There.
yeah, he worked in the ice cream.
Oh,
place.
Steve. Okay, I see. That's I.
He's friends with Dustin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
I wanted him to die in season 1.
Yeah,
but
I
then
didn't like him in season 1.
And
He's
then
all
season
right
2
though.
happened.
He definitely has like a huge.
Well, he's the mother. He's the mother.
He is. He's like the babysitter.
Well, also season 5 is supposed to be the last season, which was
Uh,
funny
it
'cause
is.
they
Yeah.
could've-
It
they
is.
could've-
But they're
well,
doing a
season
two-parter.
4. Season 4 originally was supposed to be the end,
Yeah.
but then
They should have just kind of ended it there. It would have been a
shut
perfect
your
end.
whore mouth.
they do need to end it.
They will.
But I think that. But they're doing a 2-part.
And
for
I'm gonna
5.
call it
they're
now.
Doing 2 parts for 5.
I'm gonna call it now. Season 5 is gonna come out for Stranger Things, and then Netflix is gonna see a mass exodus of people unsubscribing.
Yeah, and then
I believe
telling
that.
you.
they're
I
going
do.
to. You know, the one thing I have to say about season 4. Well, I really like season 4 of Stranger Things, but I just gotta say one thing.
Best season so far.
Yeah, that girl
It was really
deserved
good.
a skate to the head. I'm not all.
That's
for
what
it.
I thought. Too, man.
No, like she deserved.
Like they
a
felt
skate
so.
to the head.
Everybody was
Sorry.
like, "Oh my god, I can't believe she did that, bitch! That bitch deserved it.
I agree. I
That
agree.
bitch deserved it.
I
I'm
agree.
glad she did that shit.
I agree.
I will say though, I don't like that fucking actress. What's her face? The girl
Millie
who
Bobby
plays-
Brown.
Yeah, Millie Bobby. I don't like her
Like
Oh,
as a
really?
person.
as a person.
Yeah,
I don't
get
like
it.
her.
Oh no!
Yeah, I don't like
as an
that she
actress,
went out.
She's good, but
I don't
care
like
for
that
her
she
as a
went
person.
out there and was like, "Oh, he's a lousy." Did you see that? She went out there and said that Finn Wolfhard's a lousy kisser.
Yeah, see, she shouldn't throw people.
Exactly,
Yeah.
that's my thing. Like, don't go out there and tell people stuff. Like, don't tell the world that. Are you,
You know,
kidding?
Well,
I
I know
don't
the
think
first
that
couple
that
seasons.
thing-
I heard that cast gives her a hard time, but I think it's because of the way she acts.
yeah, you don't.
No, she's
don't say things like that.
If you've seen her now, she's become little.
A cunt.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
but no,
I've seen her in interviews, and she thinks she's the hottest shit.
I think
You know what I mean?
Well, that's
Finn
what I'm
Wolfhard
saying. Like,
is
you can't.
cool,
You
though,
should
so.
not go. Like, maybe he's a lousy kisser to you because you're on fucking camera.
Right.
know,
Like,
Also,
he's
I
not
think-
giving you his
I-
A game.
right.
I'm come the fuck on.
Also,
Maybe he's not into you. He's not going to give you his A
Maybe
game.
he
Who
thinks you're a
gives
bitch
shit?
too.
Yeah. Maybe
But,
he's just not that
Maybe
into
you got
you.
some stank ass breath, or maybe you got
maybe-
maybe you got some fucking crusty cheese up on your upper
know-
Yeah,
lip
maybe you
or
got
something,
chapped
you know?
lips and
Yeah.
he's just trying to step back. I don't fucking know.
He's
But calm
apparently
down.
he's apparently a great actor because he got either
Oh, I love
the role in It or the role in Stranger Things. He got the role by sending in a videotape where he was actually sick
Yeah.
doing the rehearsal.
It's funny because he had so much pull. They asked him. They said, "Who would you want to play the adult version of you?" And he said, "Bill Hader." What they do? They got Bill Hader to play
Bill
the
fucking
Bill
Hader,
fucking
yeah.
Hader. I was like, dude, you nailed it, dude. But
And-
I love Bill Hader.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
I fucking love Bill.
And
Hader.
he don't do too many serious roles either. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
he don't. Which he was still the comic relief.
Oh,
in the
for
movie,
sure,
but-
yeah.
But I love Bill Hader. Dude.
Oh, for
like
sure.
that fucker. Like I watch all of his SNL skits, everything. I love that dude. He fucking cracks me up. Especially
yeah.
the one. There was one episode of SNL where, he was supposed to be like this sports caster or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's in. I think The Rock was actually hosting. and it was him, The Rock, and another person, and they were like doing this sports cast, and but he was an alien, so like he would freak out and like fins would come out and shit. Dude, it is a fucking funny. Like I don't care what anybody says, dude. Like they
Bill
said,
Hader is kind of funny.
they were like, oh man,
I think it's the delivery that he
yeah,
has. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, it's
They're
how he
like the
delivers
golden
it.
age of fucking SNL is dead. Like no, dude. Like
There's
it
the-
still has
have-
potential.
it's like hit and miss, right?
It
Like
is.
they have certain. Like I thought the Chad episodes were hilarious,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean? Like it.
It just
I'm
depends.
not gonna
The reason why
tune in
people
just for
hate it is
that.
because they bring in a lot of times they'll wipe out a whole cast, bring in an all new cast. You just got to give that cast
I
a
think
chance.
the reason they say it's not
I
funny,
agree.
well, is because SNL used to be every week was a good show.
Yeah, yeah.
This week it's like now it's like hit or miss, and also
yeah.
they're putting in a lot of that woke garbage.
Yeah, but also you got to think about like, dude, they've been doing this for how many years? This show is like 40 years old. It's
Something
almost
like that.
45 years old.
started in the late 70s.
Yeah, I think it's 45 years old.
Something like that.
And because I remember watching the 40th anniversary show. And so you got to give the fucking. I mean, there's only so many ideas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And look at how many great comedians and actors that show has pumped out.
Oh
But
yeah,
also look at
yeah,
the
for sure.
not so great actors.
True,
that
but
pop
also,
up.
but look, a lot of people got their start even just in the writing room. Not even on stage.
Mm-hmm.
You got fucking John Mulaney, Conan O'Brien, Bob Odenkirk started
Yeah, I
out
was
as a
getting ready to say
writer.
Bob
I don't
Odenkirk.
Like-
I don't think Conan O'Brien's funny.
I think he's hilarious. I love Conan. But like, there's a lot of people that just started out in the writers' room and went on to be big names. You know what I mean? So, and then they pump out some shit bags like Jimmy Fallon.
And
So
Chris
I'm just
Kattan.
saying,
fuck him.
I
Fuck
fucking
him so
hate Jimmy
hard.
Fallon.
I-
I like him more than Jimmy Kimmel, but because Jimmy Kimmel's
Yeah,
a fuck bag.
I will agree with you there. But
Fuck Jimmy Kimmel, dude. I
Yeah.
cannot stand that fucking
no,
dude.
for a guy that got his start on the Man Show,
I want to, dude. If I ever saw
I
him in
mean-
real life, I don't know if I could hold back from
I'd
knocking
kick him
his
in the
fucking
dick.
teeth out.
I'd
I just
kick him right
don't
in
like
the
it,
dick.
dude.
You know, there's a lot of people that'll bring up his woke opinions and be like, "You used to be on the Man Show."
That's my point. Like you,
Yeah.
you got your start on the Man Show, where
Yeah.
literally before every commercial,
Girls
break,
on trampolines.
bouncing boobs. I mean,
Yeah.
come the fuck on.
Girls on trampolines, dude. And then
Yeah.
you were up there at some award ceremony talking about how we need to respect women more. Bitch,
yes, motherfucker.
like, you motherfucker. Fuck you, Jimmy Kimmel. I don't
Fuck
fucking
you,
like
Jimmy
you,
Kimmel.
you fucking faggot.
Yeah, a lot of the things that I've
don't
seen that
like
talk
you.
about his woke
No one likes
opinions
him.
are like, dude, you
And-
used to start out.
Well, what pisses me off is I've got a premium YouTube account.
Well,
I
and
pay
he-
for, but they're always trying to pump that fucking Jim. I don't like Jimmy Kimmel. Stop suggesting his shit to
Well,
me.
and my thing about it is like he won't acknowledge it. You know,
Yeah,
okay,
right.
if you want to be part of the woke crowd, your first step is to go, yes, I used to be one of those douchebags,
Mm-hmm.
and I apologize to every woman in the world for doing that.
But everybody
now
else-
I can be woke.
But everybody else has to apologize for a tweet from 10 years ago.
Yeah, but he won't acknowledge that he did that. You know,
Yeah.
we can't talk about what he did, but
What I've seen with the woke crowd is they're really good at not like accepting that they've done stuff that was wrong too.
It is what it is, man. I'm so
It's a double
I'm
standard,
over it
not
at
a-
this
yeah.
point.
Yeah, it's one of the,
Um,
one of the double standards.
Let's move on. What has everybody been watching? Matt, what you been watching, buddy?
Well, I watched the whole thing.
You watched The Watch.
I watched The Watcher.
Well, we're all victims now.
I did not like it.
thanks a lot, Joseph. You
Sorry.
started
I
it.
stayed.
I did. I said it wasn't
No,
good.
you did. You did.
I stayed to see who.
It's like a train
The
wreck. You
answer
just can't
was-
stop after
yeah.
a while. You're like, okay, I just.
Well, I gotta see how this all ends and who
Yeah,
survives.
that's really like I wanted to see. I've gotten into this thing with mystery. Like I really just want to like when mystery comes on, it's like I want to stick to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that one, like you said, Joseph, just left a lot of unanswered questions.
It did. It just
How did you feel about the videotape and his wife and everybody freaking out?
that was the
on
worst
him?
part of
How
the
did you
whole-
feel about that,
that-
sir?
Uh,
Can we
with the
talk?
with the ghost?
Yeah,
No, it wasn't a
well,
ghost.
it wasn't
It was
really
just-
a ghost, but yeah.
it was stupid.
Okay, all right. Just want to make sure we all agree on that
Because
consensus.
I
Yeah.
seen a couple parts where the wife got mad, and I was like, "You're retarded."
She's so
Why are you
mad
mad
at
at
him
him?
for sleeping. He's asleep. I
Just
see.
watch the
I see.
video.
You watched the video. You watched the same thing as me, right?
Yeah.
Like I watched the same thing as
He
you
did
right?
not wake up. He didn't look at her. He didn't. He's asleep.
like if she jumped on his John and like started riding him and he woke up and was like into it, then you can be mad.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? But
Right.
in this instance, like, no.
He
Like,
slept. He
She
was asleep.
sat over, curled up in a fetal position on a chair in the corner of the bedroom while he slept, and you're hating on him for it?
Right?
And then
Like
How
not
dare you
like
sleep?
they didn't even share the same breath like
Yeah.
next to pillows here.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't even think she was in the bed at any point.
No, I'm pretty sure I've been closer to my dog than that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like you
But
what?
also, the other thing that really kind of bugged me is once the black woman went, "Oh, it was me," I went, "No, it wasn't."
Yeah, same here. I was
that
like,
wasn't- I
That's,
can
that's
think
too
of-
neat.
yeah,
No.
that makes too much sense. It's too much cleanup there.
Yep.
Way too easy.
That's too clean.
Way too easy.
No, because it wasn't even that. She went, "It's me," and I was like, "No, it wasn't. There's no way. It was not you."
She had a pretty good story, though.
She did.
I'll give her that.
I
She really worked hard
I
on
seen
it.
gaps in it where I was like, no.
Sad part is right after she died, the whole story was completely negated.
Right, and you kind
At
of
her funeral.
You kind of wanted to let her just have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like it was her dying wish, just like just let her have it. Like
But the daughter was like, what?
no, that's not how. Shut up.
Like, you dumbass? Like, everything's cleared up, it's all good?
Yeah, you could have let them just have that.
Yeah.
Like let them. That was
like
your
it-
mom's dying
yeah.
wish. You could have let that man not lose his fucking mind.
Yeah, right.
Like everybody.
I don't
wins.
know why he was in the first place. but
Everybody
okay.
wins.
Yeah,
the only
but-
way he doesn't win
yeah.
is if somebody else moves in
When
and they
she-
find out.
when she didn't even take her telling the story. She goes, "It was me," and I was like, "No,
Nah.
it wasn't.
Yeah,
Nah,
It
wasn't
was
you.
not you. You're lying. There's no way it was you."
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, it was just I was not happy with that. And then I tried watching a little bit of Emma Watson, not Emma Watson. Oh god, something. Oh god, I forgot the guy's name now. It's played by Harry Cavill. Shakespeare, not Shakespeare.
Henry Cavill?
Enola Holmes, Millie Bobby
Enola
Brown.
Holmes.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I watched the first one, so I decided.
I
How
got
did you
you.
know that, but he didn't?
Because as soon as he said Emma Watson, I'm thinking he's thinking of Millie Bobby
No, he's-
Brown.
well,
and he's
I
thinking
didn't
of
get- I
Enola
didn't put
Holmes.
it together.
I don't know why
I didn't put it
knew
together
that,
until
but
he
I,
said, the
Matt, I'm
fucking
sorry. We
Henry
have
Cavill.
a telekinetic
Yeah.
connection.
Okay,
Apparently,
well, I watched the first one and I thought it was decent. So I watched the second one because
It's got a pretty
Henry
good Rotten
Cavill?
Tomato score.
Henry Cavill. So I was
Yeah,
like,
I know, a big sexy man meat.
But then I got.
I love Henry Cavill, dude.
he's too pretty.
Oh, I love
I
it.
think he's a good actor.
And he's also The Witcher.
I don't
pretty.
really judge actors on if they're good looking or not.
True. Huh?
I've been judging actors more on if I think they can act or not.
He's a good actor.
And there's some where I say, oh, they can act, but they can't to other people. But I think they're a good actor. But no, I watched it because of him, and then I didn't even finish it because it was just so boring.
Was it?
Yeah.
I didn't even watch the first one.
I'm not
I'm
interested
not gonna
in
watch
either one of them. Yeah,
I'm just not. I'm not into Millie Bobby Brown's like I said. I don't like her as a person.
No.
So
I don't like her.
she was in the Godzilla movies, and even then I was like, "You're pointless to me."
I don't like her as a person, but I don't mind her acting. I think she's a good actress.
I don't think she's a bad actress.
But
And I won't be on that. I won't be one of the people that sit here and say that I think she's a dumbass or anything. I don't like where her career. I don't like her as a person and where she thinks her career is going. If she keeps that attitude up, she will not work in Hollywood. With her stuck up, I'm better than you attitude, because she's gonna piss off a lot of people.
Like when she came out and said that about Finn, it was kind of like.
And it's not the first
can't-
instance
you
that she's
can't-
done something like that.
You can't. I mean, I know that.
Don't get me wrong. I think she's I think she's a very pretty
She's
girl.
very pretty, but
But and I think
shouldn't-
that she's got a bright future ahead of her if she just keeps her fucking mouth shut.
well, don't talk about people like
Yeah,
that.
don't talk about people like they're less than you.
But,
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then, last night I got stuck in a show. I got.
See, I told you.
What happened to that fucking fidget spinner you had?
I have an idea for you.
I
I'm about to buy it too.
I got stuck in a show on Hulu. It's Hulu made. Hardy Boys. I got sucked into the show Hardy Boys.
I've never heard of this.
It's 2 seasons, and I just finished season 1. Well, I haven't finished it yet. I have to finish episode 10, but I think it's the last season. And it was one of those that had a good mystery, so it kept me locked in like that. And it's just about like a secret society type thing that they're looking into, and yeah, it just kept me hooked because of the mystery. Like I said, I've realized I've gotten really into mysteries lately.
That's what Crystal's watching right now. That's what I said. That's exactly what I said.
What is that? Home Alone 3?
Yeah.
They made a
That's the-
third one?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
and it's
years
terrible.
ago.
I only
I
watched.
said, ew, I'm
I've only
sorry.
I know. I've
She
only
said
seen
what?
I've only seen bits and pieces because like my brother watched it when he was little. It's
I
terrible. Like it doesn't have anybody. From
No,
the-
it sucks.
I seen
terrible.
one. I seen one that was like 4 or something, and I watched it, but I didn't.
Don't
really,
do it, Crystal. Turn
She's
it
already
off.
watching
Run.
it. Too late.
I
She's
didn't
like,
accept
she
it.
probably likes the movie.
Oh.
I didn't accept it as a Home Alone movie. I didn't accept it as the same.
Yeah, I mean,
thing.
it's in
I was like,
Chicago. That's about the only thing that it has in common.
And at least there's the kids home alone.
Sure. All right. So, anyway, is that all you got, Matt?
Yeah, that is all I watched all week.
All right, Karen, what'd you watch?
Well, I realized that I didn't finish Reno like I thought I did, so I had to go back and finish that. So I finished the series that was on Roku, and then I watched some Law and Order SVU. Don't ask.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Which one are they bringing back? Is it Law and Order?
No,
Or is it
they start. That's part of why I was watching Law
something
and Order.
Evolution or something like that? It's not
No.
Law and Order.
Criminal Minds.
Criminal Minds, that's what it
And
is.
I kind of want to watch it.
That's
but
what I'm saying. Like I want to watch that one, so I'm trying to finish SVU.
Is
so that
Criminal
I-
Minds part of that?
No, but it's Stabler, and I just kind of want to finish this so that I can
Gotcha.
go to
Okay.
Stabler.
I'm kind of upset with the new Criminal Minds, because I've watched all Criminal Minds like 2 or 3 times, and I'm glad that they're bringing
Criminal
back.
Intent.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what it's called. Criminal something.
But anyways, I'm kind of upset that they're bringing back a lot of the good actors, but they're not bringing back my two, my two favorite, which are Shamar Moore and
Yeah.
the
No,
guy
that's
who played-
That's Criminal Minds.
That's what we're talking about. They're doing the Criminal Minds Evolution.
I'm talking about Law and Order.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Criminal Minds. I'm talking about what I don't like about the new one.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Matt's like, fuck you. This is what we're talking about.
Well, because Criminal Minds came up, but I don't like the fact that they don't have Shamar Moore and.
Isn't that the guy you have a man crush for?
Yeah, it's like you kind of. Again, good actor, good looking dude.
He's a good looking dude.
But
Very good looking
my
dude.
favorite part. I've got you on speakerphone. Behave. What are you gonna do if I don't?
And then they, So I like Shamar Moore. Like, it's not just a man crush. I like his acting. I think he's a good actor.
Sure.
But also they're not bringing back Spencer. They're bringing Penelope back, which is good, but they're not bringing back Spencer. And Spencer Reed. He was one of my favorite ones too.
That's a TikTok that you should check out. It's Matthew Gray Gubler's,
I've watched a couple.
but it's called Matthew Gray Gubler Chaos, and it's just him doing nutso crazy shit, and it's funny as fuck.
I actually seen a video of him, and it was his house, and his house is like a big tree house.
Is it?
His house is really unique, but yeah, it's hard for me though to go to him, and because the first time I seen him was Spencer, so it's hard to see him as
That
not
reminds
Spencer.
me of another person who's got a very unique house. You guys know who Sarah Underwood is? Mm-hmm. She was a Playmate, and she was also on. She was actually Playmate of the Year, and then she was also a host on whenever G4 was still out. Because I used to watch the fuck out of G4. But
That's the only reason I know who she is.
G4, yeah. Beautiful, beautiful woman. But she's got her and her husband now. I guess her husband's a big nerd too. Her husband's dad is like a well-known architect and shit. But anyway, so they have this house out in the fucking middle of nowhere, and it's just, it is gorgeous. It's made completely out of wood. It's got all kinds of look it up sometimes if you get time. Look up her TikTok, and that's all she posts is about them living in this house and all that stuff and all that. I don't know what the hell she's doing anymore, but whatever. Anyway, I just thought how cool houses, because their house is badass. Like it's awesome. It's out in the middle of the woods and shit.
But that Matthew Gray Gubler one, like that chaos thing, there's one where like this kid walks on a set, like, and comes up and starts talking to him, and he's like, who fucking sent you? Like, what the fuck are you doing here? And he's like talking to, it's probably like a 12-year-old kid or whatever. And, he's like, are you here to replace me? Is he here to replace me? And like, he just goes on this whole tangent. It's hilarious.
Reminds me of that short video with Will Ferrell where he's talking to his daughter, and his daughter's playing
Pearl.
and she's the landlord. And she's like, I want my money now, bitch.
Yeah, I want my money now, bitch.
And I guess the little girl.
You don't talk to me like that. I'm a grown man.
That shit's funny.
It is funny.
If you've never seen that, Matt, look it up.
I
It is
have
funny.
seen it, and I don't find Will Ferrell funny.
But he's not the
only-
funny part. She is.
Yeah, agreed. Can I have 4 beers?
Can I have 4 beers?
You have a problem, Pearl.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
And the last thing we watched was Bridesmaids. Jeremiah had never seen it. And
It's not a bad movie.
I remembered it being hilarious.
It was a Hangover essential knockoff, pretty much.
Dude, there was
It was
one
like a
part,
Hangover for women.
There was one part that made me laugh like really hard, and I think it's just, I didn't remember it, and it was Clementine from Reno,
Yeah.
and she was like talking about how she's a boy mom, you know, and all she has is boys, and she was talking about, you know, doing laundry. She's like, I picked up a blanket, or she's like, there's just semen everywhere. I picked up a blanket and it cracked in half.
There's semen everywhere.
I laughed so hard. I mean, that was just hilarious to me, but that's all we watched this week, really.
Just wait, you're gonna live through that.
I got a 16-year-old now. I'm good. I don't
Have
touch
you
his
not found
things.
a cum blan- oh,
I
you
don't touch his things.
Nope.
Did you almost say cum blanket?
Yeah, I thought he's gonna find me a
No,
cum
I'm
blanket.
pretty sure that he's smarter than that.
Sock.
No, I'm pretty sure he's smarter than that. I'm sure he uses tissues or something that can just be thrown away.
Plastic bag.
What?
You jerk off into a plastic.
Have you done that before?
No, I'm just saying. I was thinking you can do that though.
Why? You know how noisy that would
That's
be?
what I was thinking. Like, don't you want to be?
That'd be so
Wow.
fucking noisy, dude. Like, I'll be like, I gotta be quiet. It'd be-
It's always like quiet at night, and all you hear is.
What is he doing? Is he cleaning his room?
Like,
It would be that instance from Scary Movie. I told you not to bother me when I'm cleaning my room.
That's exactly what I was thinking about. You have to bother me when I clean my room.
No, I've never masturbated into a plastic bag. I was just thinking it's something you could do though.
No,
Set it on the floor, leave it open.
What the fuck?
I have never had any issues, and I'm pretty sure I won't. So
Alrighty. So is that
that
all?
part just made me laugh. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, that's all we watched.
Is that all you watched?
Yep.
Okay. Well, what did I watch this week? I watched another episode of Midnight Club. We're slowly making our way through that show.
Why do you watch single episodes of stuff?
I can't help it, man. Like sometimes multiple shows will come out in the same time period, and I have trouble trying to keep up with them all, especially if I get busy doing stuff.
What I do is I just pick a show and stick with it.
I would, but sometimes you're not always in the mood to just watch that. You might be in the mood to watch something different.
I
so-
get that because like sometimes I might have like 2 or 3 shows that are different genres,
Exactly.
and maybe
so-
I want a different genre that night or whatever.
Right. So I've got that, and I've got other shows that I haven't even finished yet. We started that fucking Paper Girls show months ago, and I
Oh,
still
yeah.
haven't finished that. Just a bunch of stuff, but obviously I've been watching It's Always Sunny every day. I can't get enough of that show, man. They are the most terrible fucking people, and I
Yep.
love it. They're fucking horrible people.
They are awful.
Like each
Awful,
episode,
awful
I'm like,
people.
there's no way they can get any worse than this, and then they do.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
And
anyway,
you've got how many more seasons to go?
Right.
Like 12?
yeah, there's like
Yeah.
12. No, yeah, like 12 more seasons. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Mhm.
But we also watched that new movie, that new horror movie, Smile.
Oh, yeah.
I did
I
not
heard
like
it wasn't that good.
I didn't like it. It got great ratings and
That's what I'm
reviews.
saying. Like,
and-
I keep hearing bad things.
but I didn't like it. I thought it was predictable. I predicted quite a few parts. I even predicted the end.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't scary.
It had great marketing, though.
It did. They had a couple of parts. I was like, okay, I could see that part being scary to some people, but not me. You know, like,
Yeah.
and it's just I couldn't get into it. I thought the lead girl in it did I think that's actually Kevin Bacon's daughter.
Ugh.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon and what's her face's daughter.
His cousin.
Yeah, his cousin. But yeah, I thought she was great. She did a great job. She was awesome. And it also had Jesse T. Usher in it. He was in The Boys. He plays A-Train.
Oh, yeah.
So he was in it. It was all right. I mean, I would give it, if I had to rate it, I guess maybe a 5. I'd give it a
Is it like a
5.
50%?
Yeah, it was okay. I
Meh.
would say. Yeah, meh.
Meh.
And then I actually went out and bought a movie this week, other than Con Air. I bought Bullet Train with that new one with Brad Pitt and a whole bunch of other people.
Yeah, it sounds
On
really
the
familiar,
train.
but I'm not
It's
placing
the action
it.
flick on the train.
I wouldn't have thought with the name Bullet Train.
Well, it takes place in Japan, but it's got
Like
like
snakes on a plane.
it's got
Who knew that was going to be on a
right?
plane?
it's got
With
Brad
snakes.
Pitt's the biggest name in the movie, and then it's got the dude from Kick-Ass. I don't know his fucking. I can never remember his name. And then it's got some other people. I can't remember their names. Yeah,
There's a bunch of people on a train.
bunch of people on
Apparently
a
there's
train.
bullets.
A bunch of them. Some were assassins and shit like that. But it's just a fun fucking movie.
Kind
Well,
of
I mean-
like that one that Brad Pitt's in, where the Mexican.
The Mexican,
I
yeah.
love that
that
movie.
movie.
Yeah, he's kind
Fun.
of got that same kind of attitude in this one, where he's kind of like, but he's more of a badass. So like he can hold his own and fight and shit. He doesn't even have a gun on this train, but he's also like very.
So he's the main character.
He's the main character, yes.
and he can hold the movie.
Oh, for sure, yeah, yeah. It's a great fuck. Honestly, if you haven't seen, if you're in the mood for a very colorful one too, action flick.
Yeah.
This is it. I had a blast watching it. Crystal fell asleep because she was tired.
You know
But
that one.
I
weekend-
loved it. I thought it was a
that one
great
weekend
movie.
when I stayed at your house, I watched a movie, and it was a movie about a Japanese guy. And that movie was just crazy. The guy, like in the first part of the movie, he's just naked, and he's fighting other naked people. It's called Carter or something like that.
Carter.
Yeah, I'll look for it and see if I can find out what it is and tell you.
Just a bunch of naked Asian dudes.
It was just,
What kind of movies you
fuck
got
are
in your
what-
house?
was
Well,
this at my
no, 'cause
house?
at the-
Was it one that I owned?
no,
Oh.
it was, but
I don't own any Asian porn,
I
dude.
was like, I was like, this movie Carter. Okay, so I like it because it looked like it was action. So I watched it, and no, it's like he wakes up in this like covered in blood, and he ends up having to go to like this spa. Like he jumps to get away from these people, and he goes into the spa. Well, the spa is like Yakuza gang members, and they're all in like,
Are you finding it?
I'm seeing one from 2022.
that might be it.
How new is it?
It's
Is it new?
2022.
it's
It is a Korean film.
Let me
Yeah.
see it.
I'm working. Hold
but the
on.
guy has like a
It is on It's on Netflix.
yeah, that might be it. But like the guy has like a tattoo where it looks like it's kind of like
A man wakes up missing his memories.
That sounds-
Directed by a mysterious voice from a device in his ear.
Yep, that's it.
Sets off on a hostage rescue mission rife with danger.
Let me see the cover.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's
I
that
can't
movie.
click on that one because it won't let me. But
I watched it and it was just crazy. Like there was a lot of parts where like is this dude-
Oh, I think I remember seeing advertisement for this. Okay.
well, just remember you're gonna see a lot of Asian dong. Apparently,
you actually.
I mean-
you don't actually.
you don't see any
like,
dick?
You do, but a lot of
Oh
them.
well, fuck! You got my interest.
A
Pete.
lot of them, a lot of them are wearing like the little underwear looking thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
and then there are a part where you could tell they're kind of on drugs. There's this part where you see boobs, you might like that.
I'm more
I
interested
was
in the
gonna say,
dong,
he
dude.
was really peaked at the dong.
Yeah. Dong's got me captivated.
Yeah, like I watched it and I liked the action scenes. It was pretty good. But at the end, I was like, well, that was kind of weird. There was a lot of weird parts in it
Right.
where it was kind of like, whoa, okay.
Oh, okay.
But it was a good
All
movie.
right, that's cool. So anyway, I think we need to move forward here. We're
I don't
almost an
remember
hour
what
deep
brought
already.
that up.
So yeah, if you get the chance, check out Bullet Train. It's a good flick. I liked it. It was fun.
Will do.
All right, so let's move on into our movie. This week we are reviewing fucking goddamn peak Nick Cage, man. Like Nick Cage. Con Air, baby. Con Air.
It's one of the best Nick Cage movies in my mind.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Con Air is from 1997, rated R. At an hour 55 minutes, stars Nick Cage, John Cusack, John Malkovich, Ving Rhames, Dave Chappelle. I forgot he was in this fucking movie until I saw his face. I was like, holy shit, I forgot Dave Chappelle was
Pinball?
in
You
it.
forgot about Pinball?
Yeah. Directed
Steve
by...
Buscemi.
Directed by... Oh, yeah, Steve Buscemi. Directed by... I could go on all day with the list of...
I don't really care for
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle.
But
think
directed
it's
by
fine.
Simon West. So, you got a plot synopsis?
Yep.
Synopsis?
When the government puts all its rotten criminal eggs in one airborne basket, it's asking for trouble. Before you can say pass the barf bag, the crooks control the plane, led by creepy Cyrus the Virus Grissom. Watching his every move is the just-released Cameron Poe, who'd rather reunite with his family.
Getting tired of all these cons. Well, listen, in that plane.
All right. So, oh boy, this movie, I don't know about you guys, but I grew up on this movie. This came out in 97, which is like...
I don't think I actually watched this movie a whole hell of a lot. This is probably maybe my fourth viewing.
Well, this is like one of the last great action movies before you get into the 2000s where they started to suck. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
like where there
There
was still
were
like...
some good ones in the 2000s.
I'm sure, but
I
like
mean,
this is one of the last ones that had good little one-liners and shit
This-
like quotable one-liners that you still
this-
say today, like put the bunny rabbit back in the box.
Like this.
Why didn't you just put the bunny rabbit back in the box?
This is the one. This is the first movie I ever seen with John Malkovich in it.
I gotta say, this is the first one that really put him on my radar.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, I was
No-
young whenever this came out. So,
Like the second one after that was Being John Malkovich. That's what I found out with John Malkovich. I never watched that movie, but
So I got a few gripes about the movie, but I mean, obviously it's an action movie.
I just want
A
to say,
very
Yeah, the first gripe for me was just how out of nowhere, like they're talking about how sad it is, you know, that like what's his face is probably like never gonna get out, and then he's like, I'm going home, you know,
going
like,
home!
like out
they
of
said he
nowhere.
only got 7 years.
No,
No.
he got 7 years with the possibility. No, he got 7 to 10 with the possibility, or 10 years with the possibility of parole and 7.
No, I'm talking about Bubba.
Yeah, whenever they're in the
Bubba's
prison cell
talking
right before they're
about
leaving.
how he's probably never going to get out of prison. And Cameron and him are sitting there in the prison cell, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm probably never going to get out, or it's going to be like another 20 years before I
He's
get
like,
out."
"You will, man."
And he's like, "You'll make it, you'll make it." And they're
Then he,
having
like,
like this
straight rubs it in
very
his
sad
face.
moment, and then he's like, "I'm going home," and he's
like,
all
"I'm
sad,
going
he's all
home!"
excited. It's like,
He's like, all right, rub it in his goddamn face, you prick.
yeah,
I didn't see that.
No, my
part.
big thing was like, what kind of a fucking prick in a bar hits on a man's woman in uniform?
right.
A
And
man
it
in
says
uniform.
Ranger.
Yeah, Ranger. Who
Yeah.
fucks with that
Right
guy?
there, I would
Right.
have walked up to the guy.
just
and
got
been like,
home.
Ranger, and been like, "Oh, no."
He just got home. He just got home. You gonna go up and fuck with that guy
Right,
and his old
right,
lady, like
right.
pregnant old lady?
Right.
You're stupid.
The
You're
only reason-
asking to get your ass
The
beat.
Right.
only reason you need to go into a freshly brought home in uniform Ranger is to say thanks.
Yeah. And then walk the fuck away and be glad you didn't
The
rip
only
your
thing
fucking
that-
spine out of your asshole.
The only thing that threw me off about the Ranger persona, that whole thing, his hair was just too long. There's no way.
He would.
No, I
They
don't know
well,
anything
not
about
only would they not let him do that, but he wouldn't want to do that. Mm-hmm. Because if he was a
Exactly.
fucking ranger and like if he because obviously he looked like a pretty good soldier to me.
Sure.
Like he would have been all into it, and he would have had a buzz cut at the very least.
Absolutely. There's
So-
no way that his hair was way too
Yeah.
long. It just threw me off a little bit, I guess.
It did, yeah, I understand.
like he come off that boat or whatever.
It was kind of like one of them things. Like, all right, Nick, you're gonna have to cut your hair. No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, like he come off that boat, and I guess it's because my ex-husband was in the military. I was around a bunch of military guys. I know what they look like.
Yeah.
He stepped off that boat, and I'm like,
No.
nope, nope.
I thought his hair was a little bit long, but I didn't know how short the Marines keep it. But I just want to say before we rate this movie, I watch a lot of prison documentaries. So like a lot of the stuff I'm going to use stuff is stuff that I know doesn't fly in prisons and stuff like that. Like in the scene where he's showing his wall,
Yeah.
in the prison scene, there's packs of matches on there. That's a no-no. In prison, he would not have those packs of matches, and they would not just be on his wall. That's
Is that a
contraband.
new thing though? Because I know contraband has changed.
It has changed because
But-
I know that you're allowed to. My brother's been to prison multiple times, and he was always able to smoke in prison. Obviously,
Oh,
you gotta
really?
have a way to light it.
Okay,
But the thing is, if Cyrus the Virus, being who he was, would have been in a maximum security prison, he would not have had.
oh no,
matches.
this was I was talking about Poe. He had packs of matches on his wall.
Oh yeah, he would have been fine. I think he would.
Yeah,
have been
okay,
fine.
well, because like
He's probably minimum security, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm
well,
saying. Like,
well,
I think
but
it
still-
depends on what you're in there for, where you're
okay, well,
housed.
yeah, this is what I'm talking.
about from what I've seen. So I don't know of it, but yeah, from what I've always seen, you were not allowed to have matches. If you were, a lot of the prison documentaries I've seen, you're not allowed to smoke.
Yeah, my brother was always able to smoke.
And what they did was they would make lighters out of batteries and aluminum foil.
Yeah, my brother was always allowed to smoke because one thing that he always called home for was he would ask for money so he could buy cigarettes. Mm-hmm. So that was one of the things.
That must be then
I think it depends on your level.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then also, I just want to say, on the plane, they would have used metal detectors.
You would think.
Yeah, they would.
I didn't understand why that dipshit gave. I don't care if he's an officer or not. Gave him a gun. Like, what part of your brain thought that was a good fucking idea?
I think I wrote that too.
I did. I wrote it down. I said even. I don't even know why it was an argument to begin with. Like, why would you put a gun on an airplane full of convicts? Not to mention, you just put it in his goddamn sock.
Well, see, that's also...
Yeah, and, the other thing is, like, how did they not notice, like, that undercover, like, guy wasn't on the bus? Like, everybody else was on the bus.
Well, he might have been a special transport because he came on last, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I guess,
what else I was thinking, though, is I don't think that plan would have worked. With the convicts and stuff, that is too many. You cannot get that many alphas to work together.
That is true, and also there are a lot of like little holes in their plot
if you
that,
notice,
that any part of it could have went wrong.
Yeah. But to be fair, their plan did kind of fall apart because there was too many alphas.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, but that was my big thing is that there were so many alphas you wouldn't be able to get that group to work like that. They would not have accepted Cyrus as that big black guy who was the militant. Wouldn't have been. Oh, I can play house. No, he wouldn't.
I bet he could if it meant that he was going to get out.
Well,
and he could do it long. This wasn't like the movie went on for what 2 hours, right?
Yeah, it's a 2-hour movie. Yeah.
So for them, that's what half a day.
Yeah.
If
he's got to work with a bunch of white boys. If he's got to work with a bunch of white boys for half a day for freedom,
and he's going to get out, and he thinks this is going to work out. They started to fall apart when the plan started to go in the wrong direction. When that guy, fucked them out of their plane and, things were starting to go south because the plan wasn't working the way it was supposed to. That's when all of their alpha started to show and everybody started arguing.
I do want to call one thing out, though. Whenever they were raiding Cyrus the Virus's cell, they found the Anarchist Cookbook. Yeah. I said, how fucking immature is this guy? No. Like, he's as smart as he is, but he needs the Anarchist Cookbook?
Also,
there's... 90s...
I know that was a big thing back then, but I just thought it was so fucking cheesy. I'm like, really? But the Anarchist Cookbook.
Also, the part that I seen there that was a problem is when Mail goes through prisons, it is checked. He would have not been able to get any of that stuff. The Anarchist Cookbook? How? He had
somebody smuggling it up their butt.
No, page by page.
Yeah, page by page, including the cover.
There is no way
he printed that out in the library.
There is the only way I said that he wouldn't be able to get any of that stuff. Then the only way I started thinking, well, okay, he might be able to get that stuff, but he's got a prison guard sneaking it in.
And that's possible too, yeah.
Yeah, and then I started to think that, but that's why, because I wrote that down and I was like thinking, well, no, he could if he had prison guards sneaking it in.
Right.
Because a prison guard can easily sneak in something.
You can buy a prison guard.
Yeah. No, this, the thing that kind of struck me too, and I didn't really think about this maybe the first few times I watched this, but and this wasn't the first movie that I'd seen John Malkovich in, but like most of the roles that I've ever seen him in, he's always like this really smart, intelligent kind of.
I haven't seen a lot of John Malkovich too, but yeah.
And I mean,
I remember him in Burn After Reading. Yeah. He was so fucking funny in that one. Him, George Clooney, and Brad Pitt were the best parts of that movie.
Oh, abso-freaking-lutely. I love that movie.
Yeah.
The most recent movie I remember seeing him in is Red.
Red. John Malkovich is doing a lot of, like, straight-to-DVD type shit anymore. Kind of like what Bruce Willis kind of got into.
Well, dude, come on, think about it. If you've been an actor for that long, there's going to be a point where you hit your career and
you hit your career peak.
I'm just going to do what I want.
Yeah, well, no, not really that. They're just taking paychecks.
Yeah.
Like... You gotta understand, dude, like Bruce Willis, this is an instance with Bruce Willis too. He's taking these movie roles where like they're like 5 minutes, like 2 or 3 minutes of screen time, but they're putting his face right on the cover of it. But he's getting this massive paycheck because they know that his face will sell copies.
His health is declining as well.
Now
so he's trying to cash out.
Yeah, there's also a lot of those actors who have damaged their bodies, they're gonna be like, I'm 50 now and I can't jump 10 feet.
That's
You
what's
know,
happening.
it's,
Like Bruce
yeah.
Willis.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say, but John
Malkovich.
Malkovich has never been a physical actor
No.
anyway. He's been more of a classically trained
No,
actor.
like the action actors, I can understand how they get paid a lot because they damage their bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Just like wrestlers, like everybody's like, oh, wrestling's fake. Yeah, wrestling may be fake, but those guys still screw
They
up their
still
bodies.
go. And I remember Bill Maher said this too. Bill Maher was interviewing a bunch of WWE wrestlers, and he said that. He said, yeah, but it's fake, right? Dude, that pissed Roddy Piper right the fuck
for
off.
sure.
He jumped out. He goes, fake. He goes, he pulled down his pants and showed him a big ass bruise on the side of his leg. He goes, that look fucking fake to you? Does that look fake to you?
No,
He said, we put our bodies through hell, man. And he's like, going the fuck off. And Bill Maher's like, please just don't hurt me. You know what I mean?
Shit,
Like,
yeah.
don't hurt me.
because a lot of people say it's fake and they figure it's just straight up fake. No, there is hitting and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There is, and also when a guy jumps off of a 10-foot ladder onto a padded ground and that pad's the only thing, he's gonna hurt himself.
It's going to hurt, yeah. You just got to know how to properly land.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Like the things bounce and stuff, but you got to realize these guys are still putting their bodies.
Oh, yeah, it
crap.
still hurts.
But no, what I was gonna say is that he always played sort of like a high society
Yeah,
kind
right,
of
right.
smart guy.
Yeah.
So but I like when they kind of step outside. Not that this was a huge step
Don't get me
outside
wrong,
for him.
this is my favorite John Malkovich role, hands down.
Yeah.
I love him as a bad guy. He's so fucking good at it.
Yeah.
I remember watching it once and asking Cy afterwards if his name was Cyrus. I walked up to him next to the school. I was like, Cy. He's like, I was like, is your name Cyrus or is it actually just Cy? And he goes, it's just Cy.
It kind
Because
of
we would have been calling him Cyrus the Virus.
yeah. It's not that he stepped too far out of his comfort zone, but I guess it was just enough for me to go, okay. I mean, it's kind of nice that you didn't keep
Right.
always playing the I'm smart and rich.
Yeah,
You know what
right,
I mean?
Yeah. So Danny Trejo's in this as Johnny 23,
Yeah.
and he said,
Johnny 600 if they knew
yeah,
the-
Johnny
if they
600 if they knew the truth.
Yeah.
So, one thing I did, I love Danny Trejo. I love him. He's a badass.
I dated a girl that Danny Trejo came to her school and did a speaking thing. It was funny though because she said he was supposed to talk about the dangers of drugs, and he just ended up talking about his time in prison.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's the dangers of drugs. You go to prison.
Yeah. So, I liked him in the movie. I think he should have got more play. He should have got more time because, I know back then he wasn't as big of a name as he
Right.
is now.
Right.
But dude, Danny Trejo's a shit. I fucking love him.
Kind of going back to that though, I think that convicts and their morals,
Are weird.
they're so weird.
It is weird, yeah.
They don't like rape. They don't like this thing, but they'll murder a guy.
Yeah.
It's just and I'm not saying that that's wrong necessarily, but it's
But it's
also
yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
You know?
Because you guys remember Scott Peterson,
Because
right?
they don't necessarily respect women. You know what I mean? They'll
Yeah,
beat the shit
they'll beat
out
the
of
fuck
them.
out of a woman.
Yeah,
They're okay with women abusers,
Yeah.
but not rapists.
right.
Yeah,
Which I don't understand. I'm like,
Right.
but he could have killed. So he could kill his
He
wife,
could kill his wife,
but he can't force himself on.
right?
her.
I'm just having a hard
she'll
time.
be okay if she's raped. She's gonna go on through life. Yeah, she's gonna feel it every moment, but she's
Right.
not dead.
Right, I again, I'm not saying rape is okay.
No,
Obviously,
no, definitely not. We're
But
not
I-
saying that. Hold
no.
on, disclaimer: rape
Yeah.
is not good.
Yeah. Remember, a woman brought this up.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is it's such a convoluted moral compass. I
Yeah.
guess.
It is. It's very weird.
Like, they
because
can
even
do-
my brother who's been to prison multiple times,
Mm-hmm.
he will tell you. He goes, he goes. There are two people in prison that won't tell you what they did wrong:
child molesters.
child molesters and rapers, and rapists,
too?
rapists and child molesters.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
said, once you find out what they've done, they've already got a target.
Didn't
on
you
their back.
tell me?
Absolutely.
Didn't you? I think you told me that one time Jason was in a cell. With
Yeah, he
a
was in a-
child
he had to
molester, and
share-
He told the guy, "You have to get out of here."
Yeah, he essentially what he said was he had spent I think almost a year in the same cell as a rapist or a child molester. Sorry, a child molester, and didn't know it. But once he found out, he automatically said, "Get the fuck out of my cell." I was like, "Your guys' morals are fucking everywhere." Like
Didn't you say he ended up beating the shit out of the guy?
somebody, and I don't know if he did, but somebody did.
But because you guys remember Scott Peterson killed his wife, when it was big trial.
Oh yeah,
pregnant wife.
Lacey. Yeah, Lacey was his wife.
He was on a hit list before he even got to prison because
I'm
he
sure he
killed
was.
his unborn kid.
Oh yeah. But you know, and then, like, okay, so we talked about Chappelle too. It kills me that his very first line in this movie is, "I'm a nice guy, I just got caught," and then he fucking lights a dude on fire. Like, that doesn't seem very.
I don't
nice
care,
to
dude.
me.
Dave Chappelle, you could tell they were like they brought him in and let him say whatever he wanted.
They did.
Like, cause like there's no way that he came in and they wrote his lines for him. They're like, what would you say in this instance? They let him. They definitely
did.
let him. Okay.
They
yeah,
did.
because there's no way. Cause dude, I love Dave Chappelle.
I'm sorry, I'm not a big fan of Dave Chappelle.
I love Dave
but
Chappelle.
Oh, I love Dave
I liked
Chappelle.
him
I
in
fucking
some
love
movies.
Dave
Love the guy.
But
I'm glad for his renaissance, man. I'm glad he came back.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I love
like
his
I like the-
unwokeness.
Is unwoke.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I like
but
that-
he still like defends them at the same time.
Yeah, like
I like that. He's that.
I do like the fact that
he's
he
that
is-
middle
he
ground
is-
that I love about.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, there's no double standard, right?
Exactly. He's got his views of it. He
There's
goes,
no
you do what
apology.
you want,
Yes.
and I'll stand over here, and as long as you don't fuck
I'll
with me,
support you.
I'll support you, but don't fuck with me.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's how he is, and I'm like, I'm okay with that.
One of the things
You do
that-
you, I do me.
Exactly.
Also,
and
there-
no quarrel.
There's one thing in this movie that really got me is when they're talking about the guy goes, "We don't have plans for this. We don't have plan for like convicts taking over plan." That would be the first thing you would plan
You
for.
would think, especially when you have a plane specifically for convicts called Jailbird.
We
I mean,
didn't-
we know
we
what the
didn't
plane
plan
is
for this. Isn't that the whole idea?
Yeah, you don't have a contingency plan for the actual purpose
Problem.
of the plane.
Yeah. The actual
Yeah,
problem.
like
the only
the
problem
only
that you
problem
need to
that
worry
could
about.
arise
Yeah.
from such a yeah.
That's what I wrote down. Is most likely would have had a plan for
Right.
that. That
Yeah.
would have been like the first thing you would
Right,
have
yeah,
planned for.
So, and also, did it bother anyone else that plane was roomier and cozier
It
than
is very
any
cozy. I've
plane
been on
I've
a
ever
few
been
planes.
on?
Yeah, I've been on a few planes, and that plane
was
far,
first class,
Yeah, that
baby.
was first
Never been
class
on a
right
plane.
The
there.
only thing they were missing was the meal.
Yeah,
I mean, like
for
that,
real.
I
They
mean,
had the space, they had the leg room.
leg room for days.
You
big
get
old
on a
comfy-
fuck- you get on
There's
a
like a couch they were sitting
You
on.
get on a commercial fucking plane, dude. You're like nut to butt in that
Well,
bitch.
it's just
you know?
like- right?
Like,
Because on commercial planes, they don't send only 30 people. You know,
but that's what I'm saying, though. And they made that fucking thing look armored as shit. You know,
Yeah.
there's no way that thing's actually flying.
right.
You know what I mean? Like if it looks the way it's supposed to look, like if it's an actual realistic plane. I know it's a realistic plane
Well,
that they're
the only
flying.
thing
But
I can say about that though is that it was, stripped down completely. There
Yeah,
was,
that's
there
true.
was
It was pretty
nothing
bare.
else. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
bare.
It was
you
just
know.
metal seats with
Yeah.
the. But also one of the best movies I do think in this movie is when
Garland.
No, not Garland. When Nick Cage is talking to the people and the thing is like, if you shoot that gun, there's going to be 20 pissed off convicts, and then that guy puts a slur and he goes, "Well, hooray for the sounds of freaking silence."
Yeah.
so the best thing that they could have done on this plane. I'm just saying. I'm spitballing here, but if you're gonna build a plane designed to transport convicts, and you've got a cockpit, right, with the pilots,
A button where they can hit. They
just
lock
a
it
button,
down.
Yeah,
not a lockdown, even a fucking gas them all, knock all their asses out, sleep gas, boom, all asleep. Even the guards, they're all asleep. Have a guard up in the cockpit at all times with you. Anything goes wrong, you automatically like emergency button, boom, gassed. Go out there give it about 5 minutes, let it air out, go out there and see what's going on, lock
I
everybody
think it
back
would be
up.
important that if you're gonna do that though, you also need like a locking mechanism because gas takes time to hit, right?
I understand that. yeah.
Right. So it's gonna take a minute to hit. So automatically, you hit that
Lock
button,
down and gas, boom.
It locks the cockpit down. Ain't nobody getting in. Cages or whatever.
That's just what I didn't get. Like, so you're transporting. I mean, granted, I know you're in the
the
air.
cockpit is literally the one place that should be completely protected. No
100%,
matter what.
yeah.
I mean,
John Malkovich was able to get in there way too
Right.
easy.
There should have been even before they took off, maybe it should have been caged off.
There,
You know what I mean? Like nobody's getting in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I think in
Nobody
a
even
real
has a
plane
key.
Like that,
Yeah.
You know,
Not
the
even
way-
the guards.
Right,
Nobody's
like,
allowed in
nobody
there.
can get in there.
And the only way, actually, honestly, there shouldn't even be a fucking door there. There should just be a way for the pilots
to
to be
get
able to
in
get
and out
in and
from-
out off of that plane right there. No entrance into the main area of the plane. Just right. That's it.
Well, I'm just the only thing I'll say about that though we just solved a lot of this movie's problems.
Yeah,
and then the
movie's
over.
yeah. If this is what they would have done, there wouldn't have been a movie. to
Yeah,
begin
like
with.
we would be in the writing room and we just, well, you just killed the fucking movie. Ah, shit, sorry.
sorry
All
about
right,
that.
My bad. All right,
Well,
let's go back.
Could you imagine watching a movie like that where you're like watching the movie and you're like the whole time everything's safe. They're just taking the plane line. So when's the action start?
Yeah.
Because I mean Nick Cage is here, John Malkovich, Ving Rhames,
Movie idea. It would be funny.
a parody of it.
No, like it would just be funny. Like you pitch this idea like for a fake action movie. You know, you put all this action in the trailer. I mean, they did it with The Men Who Stare at Goats. Made a butt ton of
true.
movie. Yeah, they made a butt ton of money off of that. You know,
And
like
honestly, it probably still did well at the box office.
we could do that with an action movie and just not have any action in it. Like they solve the problem, and then there's no action.
No, because then you'd get sued.
Yeah, you might.
The Men Who Stare at Goats didn't get sued.
Yeah, well, that's because they only advertised the good parts of the movie.
Yeah, we'll advertise all the good parts.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think it would work out too well. I think they'd be like, that
part-
movie looks boring.
No, like you advertise all the parts, you know, that lead up to the problem, right? Like here's all the things that led up.
And then
to,
it's just the rest of the
and
movie
then like
from that point.
we solve
is just,
it, and then the rest of the movie from
it's
that
just
point
them
there's
sitting
nothing.
in a plane. Mm-hmm. Do-do-do.
Yep. Yep.
Peanuts, sir.
That-
Garland Green's like, you got to take my mask off. I can't eat those.
did anybody feel that the guy under the truck needed a bigger role?
Maybe a little bit easy for you to say. You ain't got to take a piss.
I love that guy. He's the greatest part of the movie.
Now the undercover DEA guy, did it piss anybody else off? He's a DEA agent, and like his first thing to do is to get up and pull his fucking gun out right away.
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah.
And
How did you
just-
even get that position?
Yeah, like you don't feel it out for a little while and make it
And the
play
sad
later.
part is, he didn't even look. He was very nervous and like all of
Also,
he's like, everybody freeze! Like
he
what are you, a
doesn't
civilian
even
dude?
wait a minute to make
Yeah.
his play.
Not
Yeah.
only
You know what I
that,
mean? He
that
doesn't even
gun
feel
only
out the
had, like, 4 or
situation.
5 shots.
Huh?
That gun that he had
Doesn't matter
only
though.
had
He
about
could have
4 or 5
utilized it
shots.
by taking out the right fucking people.
Yeah, and he doesn't even like wait to make a play. He doesn't feel out the
Yeah, I
situation.
know.
He doesn't.
Yep.
It pissed me off because I'm sitting here like, you've got to have better training than that. I know.
See,
you
this
do.
is where the writing, like from let's say for instance, like we said before, Reservoir Dogs, the cop who goes undercover and infiltrates the whole
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
There's a huge difference between that cop and this cop because this cop is a fucking retard, whereas the other cop made it all the way to the end and even fooled and had people everything. The only person that get this whole full circle here, the only one that didn't believe this shit was Pink, Mr.
yep,
Pink,
Steve
Steve Buscemi.
You know, though.
It's because he was actually Garland Green. That was where he
It
went.
was a
out.
prequel?
Yeah, it was a prequel.
Prequel to
you know-
actually, well, I don't know.
That
Garland
actually
Green
plays
survives
I
too.
think I wrote it down. I think that I actually wrote we need a spin-off / sequel about Garland Green.
Garland Green and Mr. Pink, and they're actually brothers.
We could have a prequel part and
Well, no, because he could be the same guy because we don't know Mr. Pink's real name.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
He
that
is Garland Green.
that might actually be what happened to Garland Green afterwards.
Maybe.
I'm gonna go with that.
Did anybody besides me? I've always laughed at this part where Cyrus goes, since my group, I'm gonna make this easy, and then he's like, the graveyard, the boneyard's here, this here, and the guy goes, what's that? And he goes,
That's a rock.
That's a rock. That's always.
I just want to point this out. The same guy who I don't know produced or directed, also directed or produced. He had something to do with The Rock, also with Nicolas Cage.
Oh yeah,
that was
yeah.
funny.
There's a lot of close
And
connections.
there's a lot
yeah.
like the music for one, and also the music also reminds me of Broken Arrow with
Yes,
John Travolta.
I thought the same thing too.
It has to be the same
I haven't
musical
seen that
guy.
movie in years.
Yeah, Broken Arrow, and also I'm gonna have to go Face Off, maybe even.
Yes, actually, there's a lot of.
I'm sure there's a lot of connections.
Yeah, there's a
with
lot of connections.
Those movies.
and a lot of it has to do with them all being kind of made around the same time. So,
Yeah.
and they were a lot of them were utilizing sort of the same people, same
Same
musical
yeah,
score,
same, yeah,
kind of things like
composers and that.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Garland Green having tea with a little girl.
that. Yeah.
So for one,
I was wondering if that's like he changed after that because he saw innocence, like he saw real innocence. I was wondering if maybe that's what that was all about, because like he
No,
doesn't hurt the girl.
I think the whole point of Garland is to
Like
give you that air of you don't always know what psychopathy is going to be or what it's going to look like.
I think it was trying to give you that point of I don't know if he's still a psychopath or if he'd still kill people or whatever, but it gave you that idea of like he wasn't put in the movie to
he's not necessarily supposed to be a monster.
Yeah, he's put in the movie more as a sign of relief and almost comic relief. Because let's face it, at the end where you see him playing the tables and shit, like
the whole world.
That part, I was like, I'll never ever like that song again because of this movie. That movie, because of this movie, that song scares the shit out of me. Mm-hmm. Also, I just want to point out, I wrote this down even. I said, I bet that girl hat fit nicely if he was through the one that he wore through 3 states. Because remember, he tells.
I think the difference is like for Garland. I think that his targets are all like adult. I don't think that he has.
He's not gonna kill.
He's not gonna go.
But he tells the one guy, or he tells Poe. He goes. I once I wore a girl's head for as a hat for 3 states. I said, I bet that hat fit nicely.
See, okay, and here's the thing. Like I even said this to Jeremiah as we were watching it. Like, I wish Cameron would shut the fuck up and let him talk. I would really like to hear his stories. Garland's stories.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, Cameron.
Let's
and
let the serial ticker.
Let the crazy guy talk for a second. I want to hear what he has to say.
Also, did anybody find it weird that when he got to the fire truck, the guy was like, "Go to the fire truck to my house." That was a fully stocked first aid kit.
Yeah.
Like it was fully stocked. Why is the fully stocked first aid kit in a junked out truck in the boneyard? They're not going to put a first aid kit there.
It was probably just left over there, but
still, because he had to break open a door to get to it.
No, I don't know, man.
There's no reason that first aid kit should have been there. First of all, they would have cleaned that truck out. They would have, especially also that box was old and rusty and looked burned.
I don't think I'd be using that needle.
No,
I don't think I'd be using that needle. I do want to say, though, one of the best lines in the movie, there's only 2 men I trust. One of them's me, and the other's not you.
I like that. Yeah, that was good.
I was like, that's such a good line.
On any other day, that might seem kind of strange.
Yeah, on any other day, that might seem kind of strange. I will say, I think that pinball got the shaft. That's all I got to say, man. The way he went out, he's just like, I was like, come on, man.
Yeah.
You could have utilized Dave Chappelle better than that.
Okay,
yeah.
Also, where did they get the booze?
That is a good question. Yeah, because they're dancing around.
I never even thought
they're
of
dancing around. Like, where did he get? I was like,
well, wait.
That's the least of my concerns in this
But
movie.
that's after they were at the airfield, right?
Yeah, but they didn't show them grabbing. So yeah, they could have got it at the airfield, but they don't ever show it actually happening.
Maybe.
So
but
it would have made a little.
You could have just said it was grabbed off camera.
But look, no. What I'm
still.
thinking is what's the dude that thought he was a chick?
I don't.
Because he was walking around looking. He found the dress.
I know whenever
So
Poe
maybe
walks up.
he-
using
you know.
hackers.
Yeah.
Was he? I know whenever Poe walks up and he like goes to punch him and like smacks him.
That's
he's like,
hilarious.
He's like, ew.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I think I wrote that down somewhere too. But like this was the part, talking about how he wouldn't let Garland talk. This is the other thing that killed me about it. Like, Cameron is so cool, calm, and collected, right?
Yeah.
No matter what's going on.
That part where he takes a bullet to the arm and just keeps walking.
Right.
Doesn't
cool,
even care.
Calm, collected. Cool, calm, collected, even though he's going to prison and he's going to miss out on all of his baby girls first, right? Cool, calm, collected. Everything. Cool, calm, and collected. Garland starts talking. He almost loses his fucking shit. Like, shut up. Like,
It's because he's
like,
telling him it's because the way Garland's making is basically kind of saying to him, "You're the same as us." When he was talking, because you're talking about when he comes back from the bottom of the plane, right?
No, I don't remember when, but he was just talking. He was talking about the wearing a head as a hat, and then he like freaks out on
that's
him.
because that's when Nicolas Cage comes out of the plane. He's looking at his hands, and the guy says and then Garland says
2 guys go down, one comes up.
and then he talks about the murder. Is some murders out of necessity.
Yeah, but he
not-
literally just killed a guy and was cool, calm, and collected about it. So
I don't think
he was,
cool.
though.
I think he.
I think he had the shakes
was,
a little bit.
Yeah,
He was just kind of like.
and then.
he didn't act like it down at the bottom though.
I think,
Well, no, because he had to stay cool, calm, and collected down there.
But when
even when he was at the bottom and he had already done it.
I don't know.
see,
I don't think it sat well with him
when he came
at
up,
first anyway.
When he came up, Garland even said, the Gacy and all of them did it because they liked it. And he goes, "I'm nothing like them. I'm nothing like you." I think he was traumatized. He did it.
Yeah.
But
he
It just seems like out of.
he wants him to shut up
In that
because he just
situation,
keeps
I don't
quiet.
care who you are, your blood's going to be pumping, your adrenaline's going to be going.
Yeah, it's true.
But I will mention, I do want to talk about, so whenever they're like raiding John Malkovich's, Cyrus the Virus's cell, so John Cusack walks out and says, don't touch anything.
Oh,
the
yeah.
first fucking thing they
Yeah.
do is pick up the only box that says, don't open this. And this dumbass opens it. Like, dude, like literally, he just said it.
Yeah,
Like, as he's walking out, he said it, and you automatically pick up a box and open it.
of course.
Also, the thing that like he
Well,
hits
it's
the ground.
almost like they have to do that.
Yeah.
John
right.
Cusack hits the ground. What is that sticks? Is like that a fan from the room or something?
It was something. It looked like
Does it look like maybe I was
it
thinking
looked
maybe
like an
it was
airplane
exhaust
propeller thing,
fan.
yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe it was an exhaust fan.
I don't know.
Because you don't like really see much of the explosion.
right.
I didn't even really think
But
about that. To
Also,
be honest.
at the end of the movie, when John Malkovich goes through that window, they show him coming back and he's falling towards the truck. Where did he fall? Because he did not fall anywhere near the truck. Did you notice he went from like falling on the truck to falling to this thing that smashes rocks?
I don't know. I didn't like John Malkovich or John Cusack's character
You didn't?
in this movie. No, I really didn't. He was okay. He served his purpose, but he was overutilized. So like the end, like the part where the whole the end in Vegas, like the part where they're like the whole chase scene and everything, John Cusack shouldn't have been there. I don't like that he went with Poe. Like I understand.
Yeah,
they're, like,
I don't.
it was
disagree
almost
with you
like
there.
at the end there, they were trying to put him on the same level as Poe, and I wasn't okay with that because Poe was the center of the movie. He was the star.
Well, I think
So like, and then having him jump on the bike, like
And
he was a
then-
badass when he's done absolutely nothing until this point.
And also, honestly, in a real world setting, neither one of them would have been there. At that point in time, the cavalry has arrived.
Right, exactly.
So, like,
But
anyway.
yeah, what I mean, like when the Cyrus the Virus part happens, though, is like you see him go through the window, and they show him falling towards the truck, but then all of a sudden he lands somewhere that's got a rock crusher on it. He
yeah,
doesn't even-
it's completely out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like,
It
they're
is
in the
really
middle of
weird,
the
yeah.
city, and then, like, he lands in a rock crusher.
And then he just lays there like, oh god.
well,
he
I
might
don't
have
know.
been
You
hurt.
get thrown, like,
Maybe, but
20
you
feet,
can at
maybe.
least move your fucking head, like so
I
don't
don't
get
know, like-
smashed.
Well, the thing
I don't
was
know.
kinda,
I would be less concerned about that and more concerned about where the fuck did the rock crusher come from.
Why is the rock crusher running at night in Vegas anyway?
Everything runs. I mean, Vegas never sleeps.
Yeah,
I guess.
Not even the mechanical equipment.
Not even the cannibal equipment.
So, like, I know that there's always supposed to be like the asshole guy that tries to foil the good guys. And maybe now that I think about it, the DEA is just really bad about training their people because that DEA guy was one hell of an idiot asshole.
I think there. See, what I was saying, what I was trying to say during the whole when you were talking about the guy is, it kind of made me think that they were making the DEA look like they were pieces of crap.
I guess because he was an idiot.
Because they did not. Because they did not shine a good light on the DEA.
No,
at all.
neither one of them. You're right.
You know what's funny about this movie is we can critique the shit out of it because they've essentially taken action movies and made them more grounded and less like this. You know what I mean? Like how this movie has so many flaws and dipshits and one-liners and stuff
Yeah,
like
like
that.
that's
they
a
don't
trope, is
they
that
don't
there's
make
a-
movies.
Yeah.
They don't make action movies like that anymore. So we tend to critique those older ones for that reason. Mm-hmm. So because nowadays action movies are honestly boring and grounded as they can make them.
I still like the old action movies because they're not grounded.
That's exactly
Yeah.
well. That's what I'm saying. Is like
This
that's
is
what
fun.
that's what we loved about those old movies. Whereas the new movies nowadays, action movies nowadays have more of a are so much more grounded. They're not at all unrealistic. You know what I mean? Well, they are
Well, see,
still,
that's because,
but
like, when I
not
watch
to the
movies-
extent that it's unbelievable.
Right.
When
know?
when I watch movies, I like to go in thinking, well, this world is nothing like the real world. It's its own little world. Every movie is its own little world. It's
Yeah.
kind of like The Last Action Hero. You know, the movie world
Oh,
is
I
a
love
whole
that
world
movie.
all on its own. And that's kind of what I go into every movie thinking. It's kind of weird because when you want us to review movies, it's like, well, I got to look at it at a whole different light now.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the big thing. And the funny part is these old action movies, man. Like that part where John Malkovich and his whole crew are walking away from the explosion, and they
Well,
all
who
turn
guys don't
around.
look at explosions.
Except for John Malkovich, he doesn't look. Because you know what that reminded me of? Cool guys don't look at explosions.
I thought of that part when Nicolas Cage was walking from the explosion, that the little bar or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought of that at that part.
Cool guys don't look at explosions.
Also, when John Cusack gets that and they shoot that jet engine at him, he would have gotten burned.
Probably, yeah.
I think he was a little too close where it may have not been serious, but he would have gotten burned.
I just think it's funny that whenever they're taking off in the plane and that they have that hook hooked up to it and it doesn't work and it just pulls that concrete post down and it flies around. Anything that it could have taken with it happened to grab that car.
Oh, absolutely.
Just that car.
Oh, yeah,
Look,
because
and
nicest-
I was sitting there like, what did that the only thing that Corvette ever did was be owned by a douchebag. Like,
Yeah.
why?
You didn't have to destroy that beautiful car.
Right.
also, in real life, I don't think the Corvette would have flown. It just would have ripped that axle right out.
Oh, for sure,
for
yeah.
sure.
It would
Yeah.
have just ripped that axle right
I
out.
mean,
Right out.
if it was already in the air, it would have been going. But the way it ripped it out of there and shit, for sure, dude.
Yeah, it
that
would've just
that
ripped
thing
the
wouldn't have a
axle
front
right out.
end.
Oh
Like,
yeah, it would have done well. And all honesty, if you own the car, that's the preferable. Because at least
Right.
then you can fix it.
And then I wrote this down. Define irony.
That's my favorite line.
A bunch of guys singing to a band on a plane who died in a plane crash.
Yep, that's my favorite line. My favorite line in the whole movie. I said it last week. Define irony.
My favorite line is on Any Other Day. That might seem.
I also want to put this out there, dude. They destroyed half of Las Vegas.
Don't they always though?
I'm telling
and
you.
tell me an action movie that they don't destroy some city or some
Yeah,
thing.
the damage is like not even worth just letting them go
right.
and catching up with them later.
Right. I
But
mean,
no, they got some action star who's like, I'm a badass, and that like, but he'll get a fucking Medal of Honor for this at the end.
tell me how pissed you would be, right? Like you've got a mortgage
Or that
and
white
car
Corvette
payments.
that they were talking about that was parked. Somebody please move your white Corvette.
Yeah.
And then like it gets smashed.
That's what I'm saying. You've got a mortgage and car payments and fucking,
Some
you're-
dipshit with
you're-
long hair that
Comes-
looks remarkably a lot like Nicolas Cage
Right.
just wrecks through on with a fucking fire truck.
Yeah, totals all of your vehicles.
Yeah.
You're just like,
That
Yeah,
wasn't
nobody's-
Nicolas
nobody's-
Cage that was
nobody's-
driving the fire truck.
I'm just saying.
It was
Yeah.
Swamp Thing.
I know. I'm just saying.
yeah,
I was saying that it was.
we're
I was being funny.
lamenting
Yeah.
about and nobody's gonna pay for that.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna pay for that.
Well, they might the insurance company might define it as an act of God.
That's fair.
True. Yeah. Natural disaster. Maybe.
well,
Yeah.
sure.
My thing is, how do you fill out an insurance form for that?
Yeah.
Please fill out what happened to your vehicle. Well,
A convict
a long-haired
All right.
convict that looked a lot like Nick Cage
Yeah.
drove a fire
drove a
truck.
fire truck through it. And then after that, he threw a man into a power line, and then his face landed. Well, Rock Crusher smashed his face.
I also got a question.
Like, how do you explain that?
This is a serious question, actually. When he shoves the fire hose in the truck, doesn't the fire hose need to be hooked to a tank? Is there a tank on fire trucks?
Yeah, there are.
Yeah,
there are.
but it's
They have
inside the
a
truck.
they have a reserve
Okay.
of water
Yeah.
in the truck.
Okay, because that's what I didn't know.
Just
if
in
they did
case
or
there
not.
are no, because you get a fire out in the middle of
They will
BFE.
use,
They don't have.
Yeah, they always use a hydrant if the hydrant is nearby, but they have tanks
Yeah.
inside
Okay.
the trucks in case there's
Like
a
if,
hydrant.
I thought-
if a house catches on fire out in the middle of BFE, they don't have hydrants out there.
Right.
Okay, that's why. Because I figured they did have tanks, but I wasn't for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't use them unless they have to because obviously
It's a
that's a
reserve.
reserve. Yeah, it's a reserve.
Yeah.
Like I liked how she looked at him and said, "Next time, take the bus." Honey, have you not seen Speed? They're not always
Yeah.
safe either. I mean,
Then he would have just fell in love with Sandra Bullock and left your ass
right,
behind.
right. I mean, it's around the same time, right? Like that
Yeah.
all these movies were coming out.
Yeah.
Did you not see that movie? It's the same. I mean,
Didn't you ever see? That would be funny if that's what he said.
that would be
Have you ever seen
funny.
Speed?
That would be funny. Like I just saw that Speed movie.
Yeah,
Like
thanks
that
for
ain't
busting.
safe neither.
I also like the part. Oh, yeah, it's dirty.
What?
Your shirt isn't clean. With the bunny.
Oh.
It's a little dirty.
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah.
That's okay. Just
Oh, it's a little
wipe off the
dirty.
dirt
It's
with
a
the
little
blood.
dirty. Yeah. But that's the type of like, not to get too cheesy or
I got
anything,
very
but
emotional at that part. I would.
That's
just
what I'm
say.
saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's the kind of present that she's gonna get, and
keep
she's
for her
always gonna
life.
keep, and
Oh,
she's
yeah.
gonna have forever.
You can have that bunny
Yeah.
rabbit forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
blood and
Yep,
dirt
blood and everything.
It
Yeah,
doesn't
guts
matter. It's
and-
got a good story. And
Oh,
she
yeah,
loves it
she's
because
gonna-
that's the
yep.
first thing she got from her daddy.
Yep.
Yep, that will be.
And it will never
that
be
Buddy
washed.
Rabbit will
It'll
never
be-
ever be lost.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. That part there actually made me. It made me. It pulled the heartstrings a little bit.
Does Madison have anything like that you gave her and she still has?
I'm sure she does. I know there have been things that I've given her that she's held on to. Even hell, I've held on to things over years. I know, like I said, talking about that Zed zombie
Zed.
that she had.
Yeah.
She had that forever until it started falling apart. So just stuff like that. But yeah, like being a dad of a daughter myself. So I'm watching that part. I'm like, ah, like it's so nice. You know what I mean?
Every kid has something from their parents that they still have, or
Yeah.
that, or at least that they remember.
I think it was the culmination of him being reunited with his wife and daughter, and seeing his daughter for the first time, and the music that they were playing while they did it.
Now that
I
you
hate
say
that song.
I was
though.
like, I don't
really
care, dude.
do.
It pulled the right strings, man.
Now that you say that, something that you remember your parents by, it's funny because I don't keep things, but there are two things that I told my mom when she passes I want. And one of them is this little plastic cow that she has hung in the kitchen every house that we've ever lived in. And the other one is this picture that's painted on wood. And it's not really painted on wood. It's like printed on wood, but it's an old country store.
Oh.
And it's been in every house we have. And I told her when you die, that's what I want to remember you by, is that this little cheap plastic cow
Sure.
and that picture.
Yeah.
And I told her I'll fight Tyler for it.
Oh, beat your redheaded ass.
I'll pop popcorn. We'll come watch that fight. Here's the epic showdown over the cow.
Okay, so anything else you guys want to touch
No,
on?
I covered everything I had.
Yeah.
I think that about covers it. Do you guys want to fucking jump into reviews and rate this bitch?
Sure.
We didn't even do it the beginning if we talked about if we would watch it again or something.
Okay, well, we can
we
do that
didn't.
right now if you want.
I would. No, I would recommend it and I would watch it again.
You'd recommend it watch again?
Yeah, because anybody who it's a good action flick, dude.
Oh, for sure.
And like I said, way back when I used to like Nicolas Cage, and everybody's like, "Oh, he's a crap actor." No, he just has. It's just like any other actor. He's got to play the right rules.
Yeah, right.
And the rules that he play are southern and quiet.
And sometimes kind of fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So that's a hard recommend from Matt. Karen, what do you think?
Well, I mean, we've talked about Nicolas Cage before.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever changed.
No, I don't think-
I mean, the world has changed, I guess, but
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage and his acting has never changed.
I don't think, like I said, it's not so much. A lot of these actors are like, "Oh, are bad actors." No, it's just they're not. It's not the right role.
There's only been one movie that I watched with Nicolas Cage that I thought his acting was bad. You guys ever seen Vampire's Kiss?
No, yeah, I have seen it.
Terrible.
I thought you were going to say Wicker Man because, yes.
No.
No,
No. I thought that was great.
Yeah, maybe as a comedy.
Yeah. No, I mean, his acting...
Not the bees!
Right,
No!
right. He was a bad cast
Yeah.
for that movie.
yeah.
His acting was still on par.
But top notch Nicolas Cage, 9mm.
8mm.
Or yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, that's what you said.
No, it's not.
Shut up.
But,
Yeah, 8mm.
Vampire
9mm,
Kiss.
I'm thinking of a gun.
that's the only movie I've ever seen that I went, eek.
yeah.
Yeah, you're
That's
bad
an
in
old
this.
movie,
You're
though.
very bad. Did you notice his accent kept changing throughout the movie?
Yeah.
I'm like, what is going
you listen
on?
to any podcast or any movie reviewers, they're going to tell you that's one of the worst
It's terrible.
Nick Cage movies.
It's terrible. Anyway, I digress. I love Nicolas Cage. But would I watch again? I did. I have, and I will.
Yeah, right. This is one of those movies. Like, of course.
Would I recommend? I have, and I probably will.
Yeah. For me, would I watch again? Of course. I just bought the goddamn movie for a reason. Also, would I recommend? It's one of those instances like you ask
I
people.
feel like the person who picked it, like, unless they did it as a joke.
Yeah, right.
There's probably going to be a movie or 5 or
There's
10.
going to be a point where I'm going to be like, I'm going to pick this movie. I don't want to watch it, but I want you fuckers to suffer
Exactly,
with me.
exactly. I had to watch this at some point, so you motherfuckers
Yeah.
are watching it.
I've already kind of decided this. I was kind of like, oh, that's going to suck because I want to realize every movie that I recommend probably going to be a high because I own it.
Yeah. See, well, for me, like in this case, this movie is one of those movies you're like, yeah, man, Con Air. Like, I've never seen it. Like, it's one of those things like, you've never seen Con Air?
Right.
Like, who the fuck are you? Are you even an American? Like,
Yeah.
where are you from?
I've probably watched.
have you
Nicolas
lived on this
Cage.
planet your whole life?
Yeah,
Like,
I've probably watched every Nicolas Cage at least.
and
you know,
Con
older
Air
Nicolas
is like
Cage anyway.
one of the like pinnacle movies of his. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, whenever it comes to action and Nick Cage movies.
If you haven't seen, Raising Arizona, Con Air, Face Off.
No, hold on. I will forgive Raising Arizona
Fuck
because it's
you.
not. Well, I love the movie, but I will forgive it for the fact that it's not a very well-known movie. Not like his more popular action movies like
I
Face
guess.
Off,
Raising
Con Air.
Arizona is
It's a niche movie, man.
it's kind of a pop culture reference though. There's a lot.
Not
of
really,
references
man.
to
It's
it.
a niche movie, man. Some people wouldn't dig it. A lot of people wouldn't dig it. I love the movie. I think it's fucking hilarious. But some people are just
You
like,
some bitch!
Yeah,
yeah,
I was gonna say Karen's got things she wants us to say.
yeah. I love
Yeah,
Raising
I
Arizona. I
remember
think that
Karen
fucking
loved
movie's
Raising
hilarious.
Arizona.
Raising Arizona is, and you kind of ruined it because my next pick was gonna be Raising Arizona, and I'm like, well, now I can't pick
Yeah,
it.
that's two Nick Cages.
Yep. Now I can't pick it. That was gonna be my next. I had it picked out like a month ago, and I'm like, well, there went that.
It's a good fucking
It's
movie.
funny
though.
because my next pick I've had picked out for like a month, but I keep going with something else. Like I was gonna pick it out, and I realized
And the sad
Weird
part
Al
is,
movie.
it's
Oh,
been
no.
so long that since I've seen Raising Arizona, that I would love to watch that movie again.
I know. Now
So,
I'm like,
you're like, now we've already had a Nick Cage movie.
Right.
Better give it some time.
Well, so I was like, if I pick that, everybody's gonna be like, really?
Oh, you were a Vernon Fraser fucking podcast. Now you're a Nick Cage
I'm
podcast.
like, I can't do it. Oh, I'll wait.
I haven't seen Raising Arizona in years.
I love that movie.
I'm not even sure if I've
I took
actually
that.
seen
I
the whole
took,
thing.
like when I was in the hospital having Jack, I felt like I had to bring like baby movies.
Oh,
I guess like
why?
I don't know. I thought that was a thing.
No.
So I brought Raising Arizona, Shoot 'Em Up.
Dude, I watched the
And,
entire Hellraiser series.
There's a baby in it.
That's
Don't
what
give me that look.
I watched every.
Don't give me that look. There's a baby in
Hey,
it.
I watched every Hellraiser movie with my daughter when she was 3, and she loved every minute of it.
No, I mean I was having a baby, so like, I mean, yeah, my kids and I we watched that. No, I'm saying I was in a hospital having a baby, so I thought I should have like baby
But
movies.
check this out though, like, what kind of 3-year-old sits through every Hellraiser
No,
movie?
dude.
She did.
Dude.
I didn't understand it.
No.
She did. She was completely captivated by it.
I'm telling you, ask my mother. I literally, my mom called The Exorcist the babysitter. If she wanted to get the house clean or do something, she would put that on, and I'd sit there and fucking watch it.
No, there was one time where I couldn't get Aura to settle down. And I turned on the TV and I was just flipping through the channels thinking I'm going to have to stop at a cartoon. Well, I stopped at Chucky. She sat there.
That's another
and
one that
watched
Madison's obsessed with is Chucky.
Just
And Scream. She loves Scream. Mm-hmm. She still does. She
Sure.
one of her favorite movies is the first Scream movie.
Yeah, well, I don't blame her.
And
I don't
you know-
blame her either. It's a
you
great
know what was
fucking
funny?
movie.
You know what was funny? And I came up with it with why I think this is. But
Stu.
one day we were watching.
Don't blame her.
It was after Chucky. She was watching Chucky, and this commercial came on where it was this jalapeno, and it was like, I forget what it was, but it was like a person. It was a jalapeno with like a human face, and she screamed her head off.
So Madison gets scared of the dumbest things. You know?
And
What,
then
you're afraid of that?
I saw that-
Oh, The Watchmen. She didn't like The Watchmen, the movie.
I don't think
it scared her.
I've
I'm
never
like,
actually seen that.
it was scared. I'm like, this scares you? Like,
What is the? Well, yeah, she. Aura did that, and I figured maybe it was because Chucky was kind of human. So that's why she didn't get scared with Chucky. But then also, I remember one time when you lived on. I lived with you out here at Jefferson, Johnston, where you guys were watching Old Boy or something. And Madison was there, and she started crying because something weird happened in the
yeah, no, it wasn't weird. She just didn't like the tone of the movie. It scared her.
Is that what
She
it
got
was?
that way with certain movies.
Yeah,
I
because
could
I
could see what that
I,
was.
Yeah.
I remember we were sitting there and we were watching it, and all of a sudden she just started crying, and you comforted her. You were like, "What's wrong?" And yeah, it was
There's
just
a movie.
something-
Certain
the movie
movies,
did
certain
something-
tones in movies will scare a kid.
Yeah, me and Gage, we would watch, scary movie after scary movie. It didn't bother him or whatever. And then one day we were watching Hatchet, and he freaked. And I'm like,
This movie?
What?
This is more of a slapstick movie.
yeah. So like, I had turned it off and watched Tucker and Dale, and then he was fine.
I fucking love Tucker and
Oh,
Dale.
yeah.
I love that movie.
There was one time I was like, there was one time I was watching. I took Aura into my room and I was watching Criminal Minds, And there was a part where he walks in the freezer and there's all these dead bodies, and she starts screaming at that. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, okay, well, let's not this then, because because it's weird because there will be things that babies won't scream at, but then they'll see something and they scream. And it's just because I think they see it weird.
It's just there's certain things that'll trigger.
My mom watches those zip pop videos, which is nasty, disgusting.
I like it.
You like it too? Well, anyways, my mom hates horror movies.
Maybe it's a guy thing that like all guys hate it and girls are like, yeah. That's
I've
awesome.
also got that phobia of holes.
Oh, that trypophobia,
trypophobia, whatever it is, dude.
It's like when they pull those ones out and there's like a gaping hole.
Yeah, or like just things in the skin, like that holes. And dude, one of the big Candy. Have you seen a new Candyman?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen it?
No,
oh, it's really good. Really good.
I want to.
So there's a part where like he's like covered in like what would be beehive holes.
Yeah.
Dude, almost sent me over the edge.
So you had nightmares and
I didn't have nightmares. It's one of those things I get really
sleep.
super grossed out and I can't think about it. Like,
but
you know that Buried movie with Ryan Reynolds?
I've never seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
I had nightmares.
Did you?
Yeah. But what I was saying is my niece was there because my brother dropped her off for a little bit because he had some things he had to do and he didn't want to have to take her, so we could feed her and stuff. We can feed her and stuff. Well, anyways, she climbed on top. My mom loves seeing her when she doesn't see her in a while. I like seeing her too. But my mom's watching those videos, and Nora crawls up on the couch, sees that she's watching those videos, and goes, "Icky." And I was like, "Yes." And she goes, "Eh." But then she still watches it with my mom. And I just thought it was funny because the first one she looked at, "Icky." Like, yeah,
all right.
Mom.
All right. Let's move forward here. Let's get into our reviews here. Let's go ahead and kick it off with Matt. What do you think, man? Tell us what you think, and then give us your review.
Well, I usually give 5s if the movie kept.
Okay, but what I'm saying is like, tell us what you think, and then tell us your score.
What do you mean? What I think?
Well, give us an explanation as to what your score or of your score, and then tell us your score.
Well, that's what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, like I say, usually I give 5s, and I say it's because the movie entertained me, and I kept interested. This one I gave a 6, and mainly it's because this is one of those movies that I can watch over and over again.
You just did exactly what I told him not to do.
Well, I don't
I
care.
wasn't
That's
gonna
not how I
say
do
it.
it.
It's whatever. It's fine. Keep going.
I can watch it over and over again. So it's one of those movies that, like, a lot of the movies that I rate as 5s, I like, and I'll watch again. But this one is one of those that I've watched over and over again.
It's one of those movies that
Keep
could never get
watching over and
old.
over.
You're
Yeah.
like,
I will be passing it on TV, and if nothing else is on that I'm
you're
interested
definitely
in,
you're
I'm
definitely
stepping on
checking.
Con Air.
You're definitely staying on Con Air.
Yeah.
Because it's one of the movies they can't even censor too much of because it's not
There's not
overly
much to censor,
it's not
really.
overly graphic. I mean, there's some cursing in it, and it is rated R. But like for the most part, though, there's no nudity. There's no crazy violence or
no. There's little bits of things here or there, and also
honestly, I don't even know why it is an R-rated movie. It's like
I think it's because of some of the things that are insinuated, and plus, they drop a fucking body off of a plane.
Yeah, but that shit's funny. They could do that in a PG-13 movie.
Nah,
they would totally. Like, I think the biggest thing is probably Johnny 23 is one of the things because the whole rape thing.
Sure.
Also, maybe they drop a little too many F-bombs.
And this is one of those movies.
Yeah, I don't know if I have to count them. They only get like 2.
No, in a PG-13 movie, I believe they're allowed 1 F-bomb.
Yeah, I think that's true.
But also it's a movie where there's prisoners, so you expect a lot of cussing.
Right. Yeah.
Because cussing. It's like if we watched a movie with sailors, there's going to be a lot of cussing and drinking. I'm sorry, but there are stereotypes, and people are like, "Oh, stereotypes are bad," but no, a lot of them are followed, and a lot of them aren't stereotypes.
Right. There's a reason for stereotypes.
But yeah, a 6 because it's one of those movies that I would stop on. I'll stop and watch a little bit of it. Like if I'm going through something, I'll stop and watch that scene until the next commercial or something.
Right.
Because it's just one of those, it's just 6 because, like I said, one of those movies I'll stop on.
It's definitely one of the movies like you're getting a one-liner every 15 minutes. Like, so you can wait long enough for one of those one-liners, you know what I mean? All right. So Matt gives it a 6. It's good. It's a good score. What do you think, Karen?
I'm terrible at explaining, but I love
why-
Nicolas
This is a
Cage.
movie you really don't have to explain a lot.
Yeah, I
about,
guess.
Though, so.
That's why it's easier
mean,
for
I
me
love
just
Nicolas
to say the number
Cage.
than say why.
Yeah, I love Nicolas Cage, and this is like, you know, that golden age, I guess, of these types of movies. And you know, that I guess, you know, the golden age of these types of movies, and then Nicolas Cage at the peak of his popularity and everything. But I will die on this hill. He hasn't changed, people. Get over yourselves. But you know, it's cheesy in all the right ways, I suppose. But there's you know, a lot of flaws. But there's a lot of flaws in all of them. That was part of the genre at the time.
Well, also, when you say cheesy, there's movies that are cheesy and there's movies that are good cheesy.
Sure, I'm just talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
more like the dialogue.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes, you know, like when they were talking about like, oh, Mai Tais and Yahtzee for miles, or you know, like, yeah, what?
Right.
Like, that's dumb. But you know, I mean, just, you know, some of the dialogue's cheesy, and of course the one-liners, a lot of those can be cheesy, but you expect it. That's
That's
part.
what you
That's
want,
part of
yeah.
this genre.
Yeah, that's part of
At the
what you got,
time-
especially from the 90s and
At the
late
time, that's what
80s
you
and-
wanted. That's what
Yep.
what we were expecting. So I wouldn't say that that's a bad thing. It's
I mean,
not
name a
bad
movie in the
thing.
past 10 years that's had a good one-liner in it, action movie-wise.
I'd have to really think about it, but off
There's
the
not
top
a
of my
lot,
head, I
man.
can't think
Have
of
you
one.
seen the newest Predator movie?
Yeah, Prey.
Yeah, no, not that one. The one before that, where he's
Oh, that
like-
piece of shit called, what is it?
where they have the Predator hunter thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that had some campy moments that were funny, like when the guy is.
That
like,
movie
when-
wasn't good, though.
Yeah, no. When they kill when the Predator kills the truck guy and they go something to him and then his arm just comes. And then also get to the choppers. Or the motorcycles.
Okay, I didn't think about that. That's pretty funny.
I gotta watch it.
I might have missed, either I missed that or it just wasn't funny to me
There
at
are
the time.
corny moments.
But you saying it right, him saying it right now is fucking hilarious. Get to the choppers and their motorcycles.
That's great.
No, there are parts of that movie where we all watched it when we came out, and my friends were like, "That was kind of cheesy." I was like, "Yeah, but it was funny." Cheesy.
I love cheesy, but yeah, you see, you expect these things with this genre and the time frame that it came out and everything. So there's not anything necessarily wrong with those things. I wouldn't. It wouldn't make my rating any lower because of those reasons. So for what it is, being, you know, an action flick in the time frame that it came out, I'm gonna go with like a 7.5.
7.5.
Yeah.
Damn, that's actually pretty high. All right. So Karen gave it a 7.5. I think for me, this movie was
Well, it goes a little higher because of Steve Buscemi.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
For me, this
That's
movie.
a solid point.
You know, after
up.
you told me that thing about 9/11, it just made me have a lot more respect for him.
I love him.
You know, he's a good
good
actor.
dude.
He is a good actor.
For me, though, I'm going to have to come in here and say that this movie, for me, I mean, this is 97, man. This is back whenever, like, you know, you're watching a lot of action movies back then. We didn't have the fucking glory of the internet and all that bullshit. We had movies and video games. And this movie right here was like watching a video game.
And this was
You
also
know?
the era when you wanted to see a movie, you went to the video store.
Right, exactly. And you saw this. It had Nick Cage with some long ass hair and like an airplane and you're like explosions and shit. You're like, yes, this looks cool.
Nicolas Cage is the one man that I will say with long hair. No.
You're right. Yeah, he just
No.
his head's too tiny for it or something.
Yeah,
right?
it doesn't fit.
Doesn't fit. But
I agree. He doesn't look good with long.
but this movie, dude, like it was like a Michael Bay film, not directed by Michael Bay. There are so many explosions in this movie. Like for being an airplane movie, you're like, oh damn, there's a lot of shit blowing up. You know what I mean? Like, why are there so many explosions? But
Somebody puts a pop down.
I'm
I
sorry.
can't even sit down without something blowing up.
I just thought of that part when she said sit down, right, and then pop. The scene, that's a rock.
That's a rock.
I love that scene. I don't know why.
So anyway, I'm gonna have to come in here and I'm gonna have to say I'll give it a. I gotta come in at it like a 6.5, 6.5, because I love the movie and stuff, and I would
Told you I had to
recommend.
go a point higher for Buscemi.
You had to go
Mine was 6'5", but it had to go point higher.
a whole point for Steve Buscemi. Oh, Jesus Christ, no.
She really likes Steve Buscemi. It's okay.
Apparently. So no, I'm going to come in at 6'5". And I will. This movie will never get old to me. This is just one of those action flicks. Is it the best action flick ever? Fuck no, not by a long shot. But it's a really good one. It's a really it's no True Lies. Just saying,
True
I
Lies
love
was
True
pretty
Lies. I
good.
love True Lies. But yeah, I'll give it a 6.5, and from there we're gonna go on into movie reviews.
Are you gonna get angry
I was gonna try.
if it's bad? Like if they're really mean about your movie, are you gonna get angry?
No, I don't give a fuck.
I was gonna say I'll try to keep.
Oh, you mean like he did last
Yeah.
week,
You know,
dude?
I think he lost sleep.
I think he might have too. I think that's why he's so tired today.
It might be.
That's why he was up all night last
but
night.
did you guys like last week's?
Yes.
Yeah, dude. I actually just listened to it today.
Yeah.
And dude, I was laughing my ass off.
Yeah.
I was like smiling the whole time, like fucking Matt.
Yep. It was very good. Very good.
All right, so Con Air has 71 reviews. This is we're using Rotten Tomatoes today.
It is it? Well, no, it's not going to be reviews from the time that it came out because it's years old.
Right. So the reason why I'm using Rotten Tomatoes is because there's no way that they're buying reviews for this movie.
Yeah, it's too old.
It's too old. They don't give a shit. So these reviews are going to be legit. So there's 71 reviews from the critics on this one. What do you guys think it's got?
I'm gonna say they gave it. I'm gonna say they at least went half and gave it a 55, maybe.
For the critics,
For the critics, yeah.
60.
That's so fucking funny. You guys are like tied.
Really?
Yeah, it's a 58%.
The Karen's closer. I did 55.
I know you did 55. She did 60. That put you get 50.
Yeah, 60,
58 is dead center.
58 is not dead center of 55 and 60. You said 60.
I'm 2 away.
Oh
he's
yeah,
3
yeah,
away.
right.
Yeah,
right.
she's-
All right, so
Well,
sorry.
Let's do basic
Yeah.
math. Okay.
Fuck. Sorry, brain's a little dead right now.
60 minus
Shut up,
2,
Karen.
and you're 58.
Fuck you.
That's halfway.
Make my brain hurt.
Sorry.
All right, so fucking Karen won, just barely though, by 1 point.
Yeah, like barely. Yeah.
Barely by 1 point.
The bad thing is I had to also that I suck at math and I was the one that went, no, you're wrong.
Shut up, Matt. Actually, it was a 57.5. Then you guys,
Yeah. Then,
Now he changes it.
Oh yeah.
57.5. Don't look at Rotten Tomatoes though.
Oh, okay. Okay. I believe you.
All right. So Karen will take the win on that one. All right. So what do you guys think about? You got 250,000 plus ratings
Jesus.
from audience.
Oh God.
Yeah, so like 250,000 fucking ratings.
I'm going with 77.
77 from
I'm
Karen.
gonna say they went lower and gave it like a 45.
Karen
Holy
swooped you on
shit.
this one, dude. 75%.
Really, that's good. Well, because
Yeah, like-
a lot of them do bad when it's old movies. So.
Oh no, not this one. No way.
Well,
not this
no,
one.
I wouldn't give it a 45, but I figured people.
No, you gotta understand, dude. This one's got more.
Everybody's intelligent when it comes to movies. Like that.
You can't call the people dumb.
I didn't call them dumb.
You said not intelligent. Covering up the mic.
covered his
He
mic.
covered his mic like they can't hear me. They can't hear me. Like,
just
what are you doing?
just for our listeners, I don't think any of you are stupid. Okay,
just some of you.
It's
just the people on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah,
So
just
if any of you are Rotten Tomato contributors, he's not talking about you per se. Just the ones that
Are
put
dumb.
the wrong kind of reviews out there.
The ones that come on here and feel that they have to be heard.
Okay. Oh boy, I feel like that's us, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say
We have a podcast.
Yeah,
I
we're-
don't like that.
We have
Like,
to be heard.
Like no, because the way I feel is I don't have to do this podcast. You guys told me to stop coming. I'd be like, okay.
I think it's fun.
Okay, so I'm gonna read you the critics' consensus
Oh no,
here.
I'd be bummed because yeah. It's a fun time.
It says here, Con Air won't win any awards for believability, and all involved seem cheerfully aware of it, making some of this blockbuster action outing's biggest flaws fairly easy to forgive. But he gave it a negative score. So, but I mean, but he's not wrong though either.
that's-
No, he's not wrong.
He's not
I don't
wrong.
think he's
That's
wrong.
the thing.
His analysis is not wrong.
That's
No.
the thing. I some of them like they'll give like this. Oh, it was a great movie, but then they give it like a 2.
A
And
negative
it's like
review.
what the wait, what are you saying? Like what,
They're saying watch at your own risk.
Well, it's almost like he was giving it like, this they're painfully aware of what they're doing, which I mean all of that's true. Like that, you can tell that. I mean, at least some of them weren't happy.
I mean, what do you think they said? What do you think Nick Cage said whenever they were like, "Okay, we're gonna put a long-haired wig on you"? He's probably like, "Okay,
I'm pretty sure he was fine with it.
yeah."
I mean, have you that dude? I don't think that dude.
I'm sorry,
cares?
but also with I like Nicolas Cage, but didn't we? Does anybody else feel like his southern accent was a little too thick?
Honestly, I loved it. I did. I loved it.
Like,
I thought it was so. The reason why, not even because it was so thick, but because he carried it so fucking badly.
But no,
Like it
'cause-
was just like it wasn't natural for him. But at the same time, he pulls off trailer trash really well.
But the
like
thing
he
is,
does.
No, the best accent he's ever done is Raising Arizona. I don't know why he didn't just pull that one out.
You know,
true, yeah,
the funny
yeah.
thing
just,
about
just pull
Con
that
Air-
one out.
Yeah.
H.I. McDonough.
Where he actually was pretty much trailer trash.
I mean,
Where
come
I was,
on.
I was thinking of Con Air, but he like doing that. I was like, wouldn't like the Rangers kind of kick that out of him?
No,
Like you
no.
know,
they might
wouldn't-
embrace that, honestly.
Oh well, because like, you know
No,
how
yeah,
the,
they're- I mean, they're
they
so-
pick fun and
Honestly, his
stuff.
southern
no,
accent,
they-
his
no,
southern
I mean-
accent, they might have like praised him for it. Like he
No,
might have been the
not
cool guy.
necessarily
coolest
that
guy.
either. I mean, there's so many. I mean, everybody comes from everywhere in the country to.
I know,
you
but,
know,
but,
join the
when you're in the
military, so-
military, when you're in the military, there's a lot of them that will pick stuff just to pick at you. They don't actually
Maybe in
mean it,
boot
but-
camp, but once you're out of boot camp, nobody
okay.
cares. It's kind of like boot camp's high school, and then nobody cares.
Well,
Boot camp's just getting you ready for everything else.
I
so.
didn't get to go into the military. My friend, like Nick, Andy, they said that what they do in the is they tear you down so they can build up what they want.
Yeah,
That's
boot,
what-
boot
yeah,
camp.
yeah.
Boot camp is high school, and you know.
All right, Karen.
All right, I'm gonna try to go quick. So we talked
trivia.
about
We're talking about trivia. By the way.
trivia. Dave Chappelle, we talked about. He improvised almost all of his lines. It's
Right.
a good 80% of what he did was improvised.
I believe that.
Yeah. Body count was 43. Thought everybody would.
Hell yeah!
Get
I didn't know
interested.
that. I'm
Yep.
glad you told me. That
Body
makes me
count is
happy.
43. This film is considered to be a Die Hard copycat. I thought that was interesting. It's nicknamed Die Hard on a Prison Transport Plane.
Die Hard on a prison transport plane. I guess it kind of makes sense.
I haven't
yeah.
really ever seen Die Hard. I've seen Die Hard with a Vengeance a lot. I really need to see
I've seen
one.
all the Die Hard.
I've seen Die Hard.
Die Hard. Honestly, I will say this on the podcast. The Die Hard
Die Hard's a
series.
Christmas movie.
Yeah, it is. It is. The first one is.
I can't believe that's such a
But
big
like the
controversy.
entire series, I love every one of those movies. Every one of them, even the new ones.
I've seen the first one. I think I've seen With a Vengeance, and I think that's it. Oh,
I've seen all of them.
And the one that had what's his face, Justin Long. I saw
Yeah,
that one.
all of the movies are solid fucking action movies. I don't care what anybody
Yeah,
says.
I've seen with a Vengeance. And
Even the
I
one that
really
takes
seen-
place in fucking Moscow or where the fuck they are, where he's
that-
going to find his son, the newest one. That movie was awesome. I don't care what
Wasn't
anybody
that
says.
Die?
Live Free, Die Hard.
Yeah,
no.
Live Free.
That was the one
That
with
was the
Justin
one
Long.
just- yeah, that
the
was
other
the
one
one
is
It's something like that.
something along those lines. Yeah, I can't remember what it is, but it's just as badass as the rest. I don't care what anybody says. Those movies are awesome. Every one of them.
The song "How Do I Live" was nominated for both an Oscar as Best Original Song and a Razzie as Worst Original Song in at the same time, and
How can
it won neither.
How can it be? Like
There's been
how
movies-
can it
there's
be a
been
thing
movies
for
that have been
a
up.
bad and a good.
Yeah,
There's been movies that have been like that. Movies that have been up for an Oscar and up for a Razzie.
yeah.
Huh.
And actresses, Sandra Bullock, she won Best Actress and Worst Actress on the same movie.
What was that for?
I don't remember. No, it was two different movies. I don't remember, but she won both.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then some actresses will fucking eat that shit right up too, man. They think it's
She
funny.
did. She did. She was.
I think Halle Berry was one of them too. She for Catwoman.
Yep.
Yeah, no, dude. If I was an actor and I won a Razzie, I'd be like, heck yeah, I want
Fuck
the
yeah,
actual,
I'll take it.
trophy.
I got paid regardless.
Oh yeah.
And I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll put it on my mantle.
Yeah. Honestly, if you're the type of actor or actress that actually like is cool enough to do that, you got
Accept
mad
it with
respect for me.
grace. Accept it with grace. Yeah.
Yeah, accept it with grace and just walk on, dude. Like if you can pick fun at yourself, you're a better person.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's also because one of those you get publicities either way.
Yeah.
Right.
And the way I see it is like you seem like a fun, nice person to me
And-
if you can pick fun at yourself.
Right.
And yeah, if you accept a Razzie with grace, people are going to be like, oh, okay, she's easy.
Yeah.
They're
You seem
easy
more
person.
human.
Yeah.
Yeah. John Malkovich was unhappy during production because the script was constantly being rewritten, and he had no idea how his character was going to turn out. I can see him kind of being like a control freak
Oh,
and
yeah.
being like
Like I
pissed
said,
off.
he's a classically trained.
Yeah.
Like he's like a Shakespearean actor. You
Yeah,
know what
I
mean?
can
Like,
see him just like losing his shit.
I can
Yeah.
understand also kind of getting mad at a movie that you're working on and it keeps getting rewritten while you're working on it. It's
Yeah,
like,
but
come
with an
on.
action movie,
Yeah.
especially one as campy as this.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I could see that if this was like some kind of like high,
high budget, like
yeah,
fucking masterpiece or something.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like maybe The Dark Knight or
but
something.
you
But,
didn't,
like,
you didn't
you're on
sign
a-
on for Shakespeare here.
You signed on for fucking one-liners and explosions, dude.
Right.
That's what this movie is.
Right. Martin Lawrence and Wesley Snipes were both considered for the role of Pinball. Glad they didn't get it.
Oh yeah, they
They would have been terrible. He's supposed to be like the comic relief. Neither
Yeah.
one of them. I mean, Martin Lawrence maybe
I
a
say
little,
Martin
but
Lawrence maybe, but not
Wesley
Wesley
Snipes.
Snipes.
Dead
Yeah,
can.
like,
that would not.
Yeah.
That would not fly.
I'm
Fly.
I'm not a
Puns.
big I'm not a huge fan of Dave Chappelle, but I think he did a good pinball.
He was. I loved him.
Yeah.
Honestly,
John-
I could accept Martin Lawrence for that role too.
Sure, but
I could take him for it.
yeah, maybe.
Nah, Martin Lawrence seems too clean cut.
Not really.
Well, if they were going to script it, it was probably scripted, and then when Dave Chappelle came on board, maybe
No, I
maybe
could.
they let him just do what he
Martin
wanted.
Lawrence is not like if you've seen his stand up. He's kind of a raunchy dude.
Is
Like
he?
yeah,
I've never seen his
Well,
stand up.
what I'm saying is he looks more clean cut though.
yeah, but I mean the
Like,
same
I
could be
would-
said for you know what I mean.
If you put Martin Lawrence and Dave Chappelle in front of me and say one of these is a convict, I'm definitely not going to pick Martin Lawrence as the convict. He just don't have that look to me,
Maybe.
which is kind of bad because I'm saying that I'm judging. But on something where you have to judge on looks, Martin Lawrence don't look like a convict.
True.
It would be a convict.
Yeah, I guess.
and
that-
I can see it a little bit.
And if Dave Chappelle somehow or ever listens to the show, I am sorry.
Remember, he's a nice guy. He just got caught. Then he lit a dude on fire. John Turturro, I always say his name weird. Michael J. Fox, Eddie Murphy, and Jim Carrey were all considered for the roles of Vince Larkin.
I love Jim Carrey, but I'm not sure.
disgusted face. He's like, oh.
No, I like Jim
who?
Carrey, but
Vince,
I'm not sure.
John
that-
Cusack.
John Cusack?
I'm not sure.
Who were the like maybe
John Turturro.
Who the fuck is that? Why do I know this guy?
Oh God, I can see his face.
I don't
and
know that one, but-
I'm thinking of like all these movies. Mr. Deeds. He was the butler.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that, I guess.
Sure. And then Michael J. Fox.
Michael J. Fox I could see too, but not
Maybe.
Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey does a
Definitely
lot
not Jim Carrey, and I could definitely see him turning that down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would definitely turn that one down.
Right.
Yeah, that because
And Eddie Murphy, which what?
what? Yeah.
Yeah, no,
No,
because
he's too loud, he's too boisterous.
Yeah.
Vince Larkin's character was sort of mellow. Like
Yeah, he was very mellow. Well, that's how that's how he played it though. Maybe for
I
a
also
different
don't
actor.
see it working if he was too boisterous like
Honestly,
that.
I think if he would have been more boisterous, he probably would have gave more to the character, and he probably would have stole the screen a little bit, which maybe would have made it better.
No, and I'll tell you why. There's one scene in particular when they're talking to Cyrus on the phone, and the DEA guy almost gives away that there was a tape on one of the
Okay,
convicts.
Yeah.
And instead of letting him give it away, he's very good at
Pushing him away and being
like,
one
and
of the
saving the
guards
day.
faked a heart attack.
the way he plays that character.
I'm
is perfect.
glad they didn't. I'm not saying because I know Jim Carrey would have turned it down, but I think even if he did get it, could you imagine that? Like that would probably almost ruin. I wouldn't say ruin his career, but it would definitely set him down
It
a
wouldn't
track
have
of
been a
like,
good role.
well, could he
Sure,
do more serious
if you're
roles?
basing
and,
it, well, I was gonna say if you're basing it off his comedic roles, sure, but there's been some serious roles that Jim Carrey's done,
but only
that
in leads only.
Yeah, that's true.
He's not going to take this
You've never
role.
seen him take the step back and do something.
He wouldn't do, especially at that
And
point in his
action,
career.
too. I'm not
yeah,
sure how
an
you
action
do it.
movie.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
know.
yeah, he played the Riddler, but that was a comical role in an action movie.
Yeah, I don't know.
I liked.
I think John
just wouldn't
Cusack
have
I think John Cusack did a perfect job.
Yeah,
He
he's
did
a
very, very.
I think he did a good job in the sense that he's forgettable, and I'm okay with him being forgettable.
I like
See,
John Cusack.
No, I mean like in the movie, like he's just a forgettable character that I don't care about.
When I started watching this and John Cusack came on the thing and I knew he was in it and I actually went, I miss John Cusack. Like I like him as a lot.
He's a
like,
so-so
like I
actor.
really like his. Like I want to get that one movie that he's in because I like his sister too, Joan Cusack.
Yeah.
But that vintage
Actually like her
vinyl
more than I like
movie I
him.
like.
What's that?
I like her more than him.
Oh,
I loved her in Shameless.
yeah, she was good in Shameless.
Oh, I liked her in Addams Family Values.
That's yeah, she was awesome in that.
School of Rock, she was cool too.
School of Rock.
yeah.
Yep.
This, Face Off, and The Rock are considered Nicolas Cage's holy trinity of action films by his
Makes
fans.
sense. Yep.
John Cusack, this is going to make you really like the guy. John Cusack considers Con Air a bad movie, hated doing it. He only did it for money and leverage to do his own indie passion projects.
It's not surprising.
Another reason for me not to like him.
I figured you'd love that.
I like John Cusack, like I said, and
Sad part is I was okay with him until that.
I kind of figured.
Like I was like, he's just whatever to me. I don't like his political bullshit. He's always blasting all over Twitter, but whatever, his thing. But then you said that, I'm like, all right, what a fucking dirtbag.
I kind of had to put it in there though because I was like, I really feel like people really should know that because
he's not that great of a fucking person.
yeah, like
He's kind of a
that really
dirtbag.
kind of pissed me off. If I'm
Like
being
he's got
honest.
that innocent
and
face.
if I had to
and
know it, and
he's
I
got
liked,
that innocent face and that.
like if I had to know
there's
it, and I
a
like
reason
John
why
Cusack,
he's not
then
a.
all of you have to know.
There's
it.
a reason why he's not a fucking leading man anymore in movies. Why he's doing low budget or
yeah,
nothing
he's
at
not
all.
really. You don't see. Him
You don't
anymore.
see him doing anything.
Well,
anymore.
and that's the thing that you can't bite the hand that feeds, even if you don't like that
Yep,
hand.
that's right.
So that kind of
Coming from the fucking same dirtbag that did that fucking disaster movie called, what was it, 2012 or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that movie was
That's
fun.
exactly what it was called. 20.
Yeah, it was a fun movie, but it was a CG fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
And it was just a bunch of natural disasters going on.
And I would
it
argue
was-
that I would watch Con Air over and over and over again. I've seen 2012 once.
I've seen it once, yep.
I've seen it.
So-
I've never seen the whole movie, but I've seen it a couple times. The main
It's
reason
not
I
a terrible movie, it's
The
just
main
it's
reason
forgettable.
I stopped is because for some odd reason I have weird things with disaster movies.
I just have
And
a problem
also
with
Woody Harrelson's.
I just have a problem with actors who say I did this movie for money. Just keep it to yourself then.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I don't need to
Don't
know
tell
that.
people
Don't
that.
tell people that. Don't be an asshole.
Yeah, don't be a fucking douche.
because you got enough money for what you've done already.
Right.
Just be
Right. Shut the fuck
But
up.
the sad part is, though, is you can almost see it on his face
in the movie.
In the
Yeah.
movie.
And that's what I was
'Cause
saying.
that's
like, you can
why I
tell
said he's forgettable,
when-
because
when
he
that-
brings nothing to the movie.
Right. And then like when they were talking about that review where he's like, some of these people are phoning it in. Yeah. Yeah, they
That's-
were.
yeah,
And you
yeah.
can tell. Writer Scott Rosenberg quit the film 14 times. He is still unhappy with the fire engine scene and the final death for Cyrus the Virus, but is proud that it is a beloved film. See, now that's good.
That's okay. You
That's
can
like
say
one of
that.
the things if I,
Right.
Like if I was an actor, I think after every movie, the things I would think is I would thank the fans because they're the reason it worked.
And that's my point. He's saying,
yeah.
Thank you for loving the movie.
Thank you for loving the
Even
movie.
though it didn't
I
have
don't
the ending
care
that I
for-
wanted.
Yeah, I fought for this, but I didn't get it. But thank you for loving it.
Yep.
Yeah, I would definitely if I was like a director or something. I would always give credit to the fans.
Yeah. So you guys are gonna love this. Cage traveled to and spent significant time in Alabama to work on his accent.
Oh my god.
So
Of course he
how
did.
does that make you feel,
Oh
knowing
my
what
God.
we just talked about?
Of
and what we
course he
said
did.
about his
Because only
accent?
Nicolas Cage would, dude.
But how did it? It didn't work.
Yeah, right.
you know.
Like he's spending time at their local crawdad shops.
Right.
Like I don't even know if there's. I don't know.
Like, did he
But
just listen and he didn't try.
Yeah.
And then he just like left and just mimicked. Or
Yeah,
something.
he sat in a restaurant for a day, like eating their eat at Outback or something.
says
Just
significant.
listening, like, okay, how do you say that?
No, it said he spent significant time in Alabama to work on his accent.
So a whole
like,
day.
Did he spend like 6 months just sitting in a fucking restaurant watching people talk?
Yeah,
or,
what's significant time?
Right.
Like what, 3 hours?
Obviously
I'm sorry
not
because there's
long enough.
I'm sorry, but I think if a real person from Alabama heard him talk, they'd find that kind of offensive.
Hold on now. Do we really sound like a jackass?
What part of Alabama are you supposed to be from?
Yeah, like the inbred part. Like, just, I don't know.
This movie was released in June of '97. That's the same month as Face Off. It came out a few weeks later. The films were shot consecutively with the two productions nearly overlapping.
Really? So he was back and forth. Huh?
Back and back. Yep.
Wow. He's making bank that year.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's the money he's
you'll
spending
have
on the
to-
T-Rex skull.
You'll have to bear with me on this because I don't speak French. The film was called Les Ailes del Enfer, and you'll understand why I'm telling you this. The Wings of Hell in France, because con in French is a slang word for dumb people. So they couldn't call it Con Air.
Might have worked.
I mean, I was gonna say it might have worked. It's a slapstick movie.
I just thought it was funny. Willem Dafoe and Mickey Rourke auditioned for the role of Cyrus. Rourke actually pulled a razor-sharp knife for his audition, and he impressed the director.
Wait, who was it? Who was it? Mickey Rourke and who?
Mickey Rourke and Willem Dafoe.
Really?
And Rourke was the one that pulled the knife.
Mickey Rourke auditioned for this after he was already a big name actor to begin with, and he didn't get the role.
No. He impressed the director by pulling a knife, but they went with Malkovich anyway. And the reason I would say they probably went with Malkovich is because I'm sure Willem Dafoe and Mickey Rourke each brought separate things to it. Because Willem Dafoe probably brought the brains, and Rourke probably brought the brawn, but neither
Right.
one of them had both.
I'm gonna
And
tell you,
Malkovich probably brought both.
Because
Yeah.
of the way Malkovich looks in the movie, I will never shave my head and just the goatee. Like, I would never shave off
You're not
the movie
going- you're not
because
going-
because then I'm just going to look, because I don't want people going, you look like Cyrus the Virus. That's a person I don't want to look like.
I don't know, man. He kind of looks like a white supremacist, but you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he does. That's the way a lot of white supremacists look in prison. From what I've seen.
MC Gainey says his role as Swamp Thing was his personal favorite.
I liked Swamp Thing.
Cage helped to shape most of Poe's character as a real person. He decided he should be a special forces guy to help explain why he could fight and be convicted to spend that much time because obviously, you know, there's...
You're a ranger. Your hands are considered deadly weapons.
And he also thought that he should be from Alabama. He also got them to change one of the guards to a woman as an added reason for Poe to stay on the plane, as a Southern man has a strong sense of chivalry to women.
Okay. Yeah.
So he helped to kind of shape a lot of those.
See, that's a good thing
things.
because the woman guard really brought a lot more to
Yeah.
the
That added a sense
Yeah.
of realism.
Yeah.
yeah,
I feel
but,
like,
yeah, I will.
Now the fact that they put a woman guard on that plane to begin with is that would never happen.
No, I feel like that wouldn't happen.
That wouldn't
no.
happen. Unless she was actually a true fucking badass.
Sure. Now there is this is gonna make you guys real happy too because we just talked about this with John Cusack. But when John Malkovich was asked why he did this movie, he gave a one-word answer. Anybody want to guess what the one-word answer was?
Money.
fans
Money.
really.
I knew I didn't like that piece of shit.
Yeah.
I've never been a big fan.
Again, if I had to know it, you guys had to know it. So I'm sorry. Gary Oldman was actually the first choice for Cyrus.
Ooh.
I wish he would have got it. Now
Honestly, I'm kind of looking at it like, man, that would work.
Gary Oldman could be playing you, and you'd never
That's
know it.
true. Gary Oldman is a badass.
That's what I'm saying.
Gary Oldman, dude, he was Dracula. Fifth Element, he was in the Fifth Element as
Jean-Baptiste
Is that his name?
Emmanuel Zorg.
Zorg. Yeah, he was Zorg.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
he's
It's one of my favorite movies.
I know.
I
it is.
wish they would have made a toy gun.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
that
yeah.
gun was so fucking cool.
I would have bought that gun
That
so
gun
hard.
is so cool, dude.
I would have bought that
be
gun
looking
so
for the-
hard.
I remember
I'd be
being
looking
younger and like watching all the stuff that gun's in. I'm like, I want that gun.
I like when he turns around and it's like shooting all
Yeah.
back. Like, that was amazing.
Yeah, like even as a toy, if it like just shot Nerf darts and stuff, I could see kids still buying it.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'd have been all over that fucking
Oh yeah.
gun.
Even like the net part, if it was just a tiny net this big, I would have been like,
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
over
I
that
want
thing.
that.
Oh yeah. That's it for trivia.
That's all you got? All right.
All I got.
Well, what are we watching next week, Karen?
I don't know. You guys have to guess.
Here we go, Matt. We got this, buddy. You won last week, dude.
I really gotta pee.
You be okay. Use it. Does it involve peeing?
No. Wait. Maybe. It's been a while since I've seen the movie.
Is it a recent movie?
No.
Is it from the 90s?
No.
From 2000s?
Yes.
Is it an action movie?
Has action.
Is it a horror movie?
No.
Is it a campy movie?
No. No.
Is
Is
it
it-
a B movie?
No.
Is it a thriller?
No.
The fuck? Is it a comedy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Male lead?
Yes.
Female lead?
No.
Just male lead. Okay. Is it from 2010?
Yes.
Does it have Ryan Reynolds in it?
I thought you guys were supposed to be going back and forth. You're just asking a lot.
Well, he's not asking, so I'm asking.
All right, that's fine.
I'm sorry. That's what I thought we were doing. Is just ask. At first, I thought
We're supposed to take turns,
Last
but you're
time
taking
it
your
worked.
time,
He's
so I'm
just
going.
rapid fire. That's fine.
Last
Yeah.
time it worked, so I was like, I'll ask questions when I got them.
That's fine.
Does it have a plane?
That work- Yes, actually.
It does have a plane?
Probably a few.
Probably a few. Okay. But it's comedy, male lead. It's not action.
I mean, there's
Is Chuck
sure,
Norris
but not,
in it?
it's not an action movie.
It's not an action movie. Okay, so
Is Chuck Norris in it?
No.
is it? Does it have any blood? Is it violent?
No.
It's not violent. Is it sappy?
No.
Is it raunchy?
As hell.
It's raunchy as hell. Okay.
No, I might not want to watch it.
Is it a National Lampoon movie?
No.
I don't think they did any in the early 2000s.
Is it Bachelor Party?
Bachelor Party was in the 80s.
Is it Hangover?
No.
Yeah, Bachelor Party. Because the last time you were talking about Bachelor Party, so I didn't think about the date.
Are there are there like big name actors in it?
No.
Is this gonna be a hard one to guess?
I don't know. I tell you, this is so open-ended, man.
I know it can be, but I'm having fun with it.
Maybe we should add like a 3 hint, like you can ask
Yeah,
for
like
three,
you
up
ask
to
a
3
certain
hints or
amount of
something.
questions. And
No,
then-
we get 1 hint per person. How about that?
Okay.
What do we say when we want the hint? Just hint?
Just say, give me a hint.
Give me a hint.
I knew you were gonna use it right away.
Well, I don't have any questions.
Man, it's so hard to come up with hints too, because like
Something that
everything
won't give it
you
away.
think of like is something that would give it away.
Is it a popular movie?
I asked for a hint, dang it.
She's not coming on with one fast
No.
enough. No? We know it though, right?
Yes.
Okay. Does
So-
it take place in America?
Okay, that's your hint. Some of it does.
What do you mean some of it does?
That's your hint. Some of the movie takes place in America,
That's
But
his
not
hint.
most
That's his
of it.
hint, right?
but not most of it.
He asked for the hint, not me.
Right. That's the hint. Is that not most of the movie takes place in America?
Not most of the movie. So
Most of the movie does not take place in America.
Okay.
See, I don't know when movies came out because I got some guesses.
Is it Rush Hour? That's
No.
an action movie. What am I thinking?
Let's have some funny
You
moments.
see, I got action movies on the come on, comedies, man.
It's comedies, yeah. Euro Trip?
Very good.
Is it really? Mm-hmm. Fucking A, right?
I got rid of that movie.
Did you?
That movie is so horrible.
I can't believe dude, it just popped in my head. That's a good one.
That's what we're watching.
Euro Trip, baby. It's got Seth Green in it.
It doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
That's Road Trip, dear.
No, it's
No,
Euro
wait.
Trip.
No, Euro Trip does not have Seth Green in it.
Euro Trip does not have Seth Green in it. I think I gave it. I might.
Yes,
still
it does. Yes, it does. He plays the Amish dude.
That's
That's
Sex Drive.
Is it?
Yes.
Yes.
What do you miss about the outside world? Sarcasm. My people don't get it. That's Sex Drive.
Is it?
I also know that's a sex drive because I seen a little thing of it on my YouTube show up. Say,
I think you're right.
Sarcastic.
I know I'm right.
Yeah. Euro Trip is funny though because the part where they do.
If you were going to ask for a hint, I was going to say it's not a sequel.
Actually, I might still have Euro Trip. It came in a.
I knew it was going to give it away, but I could not use that as my hint.
They wouldn't have gave it away either.
Oh,
I'm
no?
like, huh? I would have taken a minute probably. I probably would have taken a minute.
If I still got it, it came in a pack of Euro Trip and Road Trip.
I don't own
If
the
you
movie
don't
either.
have it, I can let you borrow it.
I'm gonna own it. Sorry, I told you from now on I'm buying.
Yeah, that's
movies.
fine. That's fine. Yeah.
So even though I don't even own Road Trip, I'm gonna own this one though,
Yeah.
the sequel.
But it. But it's.
Didn't we look it up?
I
and
know.
it's not a
It's not a
It's not a
sequel.
sequel.
All right.
He kept touting that it was. I'm like, no. It
Oh
definitely
man, we have gone way over. on
Yes,
this
we
one.
have.
All right, so next week, join us. We will be reviewing Euro Trip with I have no fucking idea who's in this movie.
That
Some
girl
people.
that played Willow's, that played Buffy's sister.
Scott.
Yeah,
Scott
she's
Mecklewitz.
Yeah.
Scott Mecklewitz, Jacob Pitts, Travis Wesker.
Scotty doesn't. Or
Michelle Trachtenberg. That's who you're thinking of.
Scotty doesn't know.
You know,
Scotty
I used
doesn't
to-
know.
I used to have a thing for my phone when like cell phones were
Matt
it said,
Damon.
Mail mother.
That's my text
Mail
message.
motherfucker.
Yeah, it's. I got rid of it when my kids were young because I didn't want them to go around saying motherfucker.
I gotta tell you, if you have not seen Euro Trip, please watch the movie and listen to this podcast because
And just remember, it does not have Seth Green.
it doesn't have Seth.
It
Green.
does not have. Seth
They're right. It doesn't have Seth.
And it
Green.
is not. It is. You will not have any continuity issues if you don't watch Road Trip first because it is not a sequel.
No, it's not a sequel.
Dude, you made out with your sister.
I love how he's sitting there's like smiles and like giddy.
He wants to say it so bad. It's a good fucking movie. So
Lucy Lawless is in it.
Mm-hmm.
I love Lucy.
Fluffenheister.
Oh yeah, she's the.
Wandersex.
Watch the movie and then come listen to this podcast. I tell you, you will not be disappointed because that is a fucking hilarious movie.
Yes.
So until next week, when we review Euro Trip, Karen will be hosting.
Yep.
Not the sequel.
Not
the sequel.
Not the sequel.
That's going to be a whole thing next week. No.
They should come out with a sequel to Euro Trip called Euro Trip, not a sequel.
Euro Trip, not Road Trip.
All right. Well, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.